Just like that. The team's back in the house 6 years later. I don't know where to start with this because I'm like I feel like a kid in a candy shop right now. We have a lot of things to talk about. We'll give a quick shout out real quick. Right behind the mic today, we got the Mac Daddy, Justin Ploof, of course. And the legendary Dean Martin, my man.
How we doing?
And there's a lot of things I got to thank you for. One, for coming on today, man. I really appreciate that.
Second time, I appreciate it.
And yes, you're the first guest to come on for a second time. And that's huge, man. That's huge.
There we go.
Because we touched on a lot of things back when you first came in, briefly. And some of them, I mean, I feel like we got to unpack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just between LFVTV, a lot's changed. And if you go back to that episode too, we had promised we would kind of come on here and talk and touch base after a while. Because I told you, man, you blew me away with your musical skills and you know, I know you've been still pursuing it and like crushing it in the
low key,
rather in the last few months, right?
Yeah.
But now, how's things been with that? I mean,
good.
Where did we leave off, really?
Where we left off was I was just getting ready to release STFU, so I hadn't released it yet.
Yeah.
I know it'd been about a year since my first project ever. I didn't do a music
Here, bring
video.
this up just a little closer. Sorry.
I didn't do a music video for STFU yet, but that's not saying it can't come out. It was just STFU was actually the first project I did at home. Mm-hmm. So I recorded that in a home office, home environment, on my own DAW, my own processor, and then I sent it to a mix master.
That's awesome. And guys, if you haven't already, definitely check them out. This is definitely a podcast you're going to want to watch because we're going to be going over some awesome stuff. And not only that, but congratulations, sir.
Yes.
You are a father to a son now.
Yes. Now I have two. That's it. 2 babies and I'm
two hellbenders.
Done. I'm good.
That's what they all say.
I'm doing the old official like goat tie, rubber bands, pinch off, hot spoon cauterize. Like
that's the most effective way.
Yeah, real fast.
Just put that rubber band around.
Discount 15
home,
a piece.
Home.
They're solid.
DIY right there.
Right. They're healthy. They 2 and more than I needed. Fast. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez, man.
But no,
I can't imagine what that's like.
It's honestly a blessing, and I really. It's very important to me to actually bring up now that we're talking about it.
Right.
I wanted to talk about it like shortly after the birth of my son, and I just realized I couldn't because it had been too soon. Mm-hmm.
Just the experience of it. What did you have an at-home birth?
No, we didn't. We didn't. He was huge.
Yeah.
Shout out to my woman. She gave birth to a giant freaking baby. Like
a baby.
He was a linebacker coming out.
And
we played it safe when we went in, and even with all the corona protocols, we followed everything. Everything was good.
Everything went smooth.
I'd honestly have to say, through and through, shout out to my little girl. Shout out to my daughter.
Yeah.
She's the reason I was prepped for my son. Like, going through everything that I went through with my first, learning child trip, how to change a diaper, how to swaddle a baby, all those little things, crying, all the stuff that you're learning, and then learning to work with your partner. You know, you guys just brought this life into this world, and what's really postpartum.
I mean, that's
PPD. That is a whole animal.
What is that?
So basically,
I don't even know.
So basically. Women go through 9 months. They build an entire human inside of them. They give birth. Now, the best way I can explain PPD is
postpartum depression.
Postpartum depression, all that stuff. Postpartum. Yeah, I don't know how to say it correctly, so I say PPD, so I don't mess it up. But those that know what it is, it's the reason why couples split up in the beginning of a relationship when a new baby comes around, and then they're arguing all the time and blah, blah. And then like a year and a half later, they come back and he's like, I don't know what was wrong with her. What was wrong with her was PPD. And the reason that guys can't handle it is because they also develop a small PPD of their own, and they don't understand what's going on. Their body's changing because the baby's changing. The new changing with the new change. Your woman has changed.
There's probably something instinctually inclined for a male to also be like, all right, this is happening.
This is happening.
It's a part of you in another way. Maybe it's not a physical.
It's either a fear, like a flight or fight mode. Some guys have a flight mode. Some guys have a fight mode. They'll fight through it all to sit there and figure it out, what's going on, even if it's not working right. And then there's guys that'll be like, I can't do this, and they fight. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And some goes for women too. You know, they'll be in a situation where they can't. It's
there's got to be
with the baby.
I wish I knew more about it, but there's got to be a correlation.
I can explain to you exactly why this happens.
Yeah.
Say you consume hard drugs or alcohol for 9 months.
Oh shit.
How long is it going to take you to detox those drugs and alcohol? Roughly 9 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have somebody who's built an entire another human, a second set of thoughts, a second set of emotions, a second set of blood flow.
Yeah, even more hardcore than that of the drugs, because again, there's a physical change. It's not just a chemical change.
Yes, it's a physical, chemical, DNA.
Everything.
You just took in the DNA of somebody else. So me being like my DNA is, I'm an aggressor. Like I come around like if I'm having a rough day, I blow out trees that much bigger that day or something. Like I'm an aggressor. So, and if she's a passive, you're putting those two together into one body, having them create something for 9 months. And then at the end of those 9 months, your baby comes around and you guys are like, wow, you expect her to be back to normal? It's going to take 9 months to detoxify that baby she just built. All the emotions she doubled up on, all the emotions she ate for 2.
Right.
You didn't eat for 2 for 9 months. She ate for 2 for 9 months. So now her body's got to restructure, not eating for 2 for 9 months. Okay? And then the thoughts that come around is like paranoia. You know, these are your babies.
Right.
If your baby sneezes wrong, or your baby breathing heavy, your baby's constipation, and you can't communicate, that's a high level of paranoia because you don't know what's going on. My 3-year-old right now says, Daddy, I got to poop. Woo. You know?
Yeah.
And in the first 2 months of my son, the first month of my son, I'll be honest, all he did was cry.
Yeah.
I love him to death. I cannot wait till he's 16. I'm going to kick his door open, 17, 18. He has some girl sleeping over. I'm going to kick the door open at like 2:30 in the morning.
Start crying.
Yes. And I'm going to be like,
payback's a bitch.
That's it. I'm going to be like, you want to make babies with this fool? This is what kind of baby he produces.
Yeah.
You got about 2 hours to figure out what's wrong with me.
You
know what I mean?
You just got to start taking video clips of it. You know?
Oh, I do.
When he's 18, just, this was you.
Oh, I do.
So I'm going to keep you up now.
On my Snap, I have some slow-mo ones of him like.
Yeah. I think I saw you sharing that
and
too.
I'm like, oh, this is great.
I think it was yesterday too. You were sharing of your daughter.
Rigging. Yes, rigging.
Yeah.
I had her rigging up. And
No,
I'm like,
man.
how do we get the wood over the fence? And she's throwing her doll over the fence and pulling it back over.
Too cool. How do you have that hooked up?
There's a couple of like
hooks?
light hooks in the ceiling
for
that I
like
screw
plants.
in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And so there's no weight actually applied. But you know,
I can't emphasize enough the female contribution to life.
Yes.
I mean, what a fucking undertaking. You're not and it's almost a little embarrassing sometimes when you size up like the male contribution. I mean,
Nothing.
we do like it's like a 15-second contribution doing something that we think about 24 hours a day. You know what I mean? And then we just sort of sit there and go, good luck, you know,
yeah,
like
really. And like
woman grows the child, delivers the child, feeds the child, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth.
God forbid they're having trouble feeding the child from their body.
Right, exactly. And this is all...
That's an emotional battle.
Yeah.
That's an emotional battle. Some women choose not to because they don't want to go through that emotional battle. Some women choose to and then go through the emotional battle.
Imagine people have like fucking... I don't know how people do it. Like, oh, yeah, I had like 7 kids.
Yeah, right.
After like 1, I'm thinking after...
Some people can't have kids. And that's all they want to do.
Maybe it's in their genes.
So it's
just
like...
keep pushing them out.
You know, children are a very sensitive subject, and I cannot stand it when people are like, blah, 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 I hate kids, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Listen, prick, you were a kid, right?
Oh,
you
yeah,
were a
yeah.
baby.
Those
Your
people.
parents brought you into this world. You were what you're complaining about.
Yeah,
You
I've
couldn't
never
be who
understood that either. I mean, I could understand maybe not wanting to have kids, but then to like go to the extra extent and be like, I don't like kids. Like,
yes,
you don't like kids.
Right.
What do you mean you don't like kids?
You want one, I
Yeah.
get that. Not everybody's prepared to have children.
Right.
To be honest, if it wasn't for my daughter, I would not have been prepared for my son.
No, I know.
Through and
And
through.
how do you even prepare for a daughter or a son? Rather your
My
first
daughter
child.
softened me up, man.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you even get to that point. Nobody trains you for that.
No.
You know that's like that whole
Trial
saying
and
where
error.
people will go, "Oh yeah, I'll do it when I'm ready," and it's like, dude, you can't be ready for that.
No.
There's no training for that. There's no book.
Nah, and what's funny is I knew I wanted to have my daughter, and my son was unplanned. So
Yeah.
I planned for my daughter.
Oh no, kidding.
I wanted my daughter. I wanted my daughter early. Nothing against my family, but I didn't want my brother to worry about kids. I wanted him to be in Africa, rebuilding homes, doing carpentry or something. And, you know, my sister, she's like big, powerful movement.
Del?
Yeah, Del.
Shout out to Delbeck9, by the way. He's also behind the camera. I'm all over the place, and I totally forgot to shout you out, man.
No, it's cool.
It's good to see you, dude.
He's the man. He's low-key silent working, you know.
Yeah.
But,
you're that type. He is.
But, you know, I knew that I wanted to have kids early because I also wanted to be kid-free at like 40. So if I had it at 20,
smart.
you know, now when I'm in my 40s, my kids are engaging in life, and I can still help them move into their apartments in my 40s. I can help them with trials and tribulations that I went through in my 20s when they're in their 20s.
How old are you now?
I'm 25.
Yeah.
So,
smart. That's really smart, dude, because
I don't want kids.
I know people who are younger than you, and their parents are, you know, approaching 70. Now that's obviously on the other end of the spectrum, but
yes,
I understand that. Like, you want to be able to, in other words, utilize your youth, you know, to raise them.
Play soccer with them.
Exactly.
During soccer, not 40 years old. My knees are tired from climbing trees.
Watching them only, you know.
I want to be out there like, you suck with the soccer ball. You're supposed to beat your dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the kind of engagement. And I can't get there if you can't push through the PPD. And I just wanted to close with that.
Yeah.
Right now, like,
or open with it, rather.
Open with it, yeah.
Well, that's a huge huge freaking endeavor.
You know,
you got another kid.
Well, I just say right now to
you got a whole family,
all the new fathers out there, just you're gonna feel changes. Your woman's gonna be changing. You gotta work through it, even if it's like.
In other words, anticipate that level of change just coming in full fledged.
And you as the male need to step up and know you didn't do nothing for 9 months to set up for this physical change. So you got it now. In the next 9 months is when you can actually help. The first 9 months you didn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
You watched that baby grow, step for step, and you supported it, and you kept her happy and healthy, and you were like, "Don't eat too much."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now we're in the 9 months. Boom, first month, second month, third month. This is where you come in. Okay, what do you need? How can I help? How can I relieve? Especially because we got a second one. You know, she wants to feel included. She wants to be just as involved.
2 full-time jobs at home.
Yo, anybody that minimizes a mother's job is
delusional.
They can catch hands with me. They can catch hands with
delusional.
Me. Take my 2 kids for a day. Give my woman a break.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can catch these hands because there's no understatement to women in this world.
That's definitely a massive lack of gratitude as well.
But leading off of that, you know, my little girl, I can't wait to see who she becomes.
Oh,
my son, I can't wait to see who he becomes.
Oh man, it's got to be the coolest part. I always think when if I ever have children, that would be my deepest wonder. Would be, well, who you gonna be?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
What's your personality gonna be like?
3 years old, she made my lady a coffee the other day because she was up all night.
Yeah.
She kept mom up all night.
Yeah, okay.
So she woke up in the morning, was like, "Mommy, I made you coffee." She's 3, and she made the coffee.
That's
100% correct.
No shit.
All she needed to do was add a little bit more water.
Yeah.
Coffee grounds on the counter, but
and
she made it correct.
Not like a Keurig style. It's like regular coffee.
Regular coffee
That's awesome.
stuff, right? So now I'm thinking, do I got a little coffee connoisseur at 3 years old? I'm gonna be like 40, like, yeah, she made her first pot of coffee.
What'd your daughter do?
Right. Now
Put that on your resume.
Owns like 20 coffee shops and
cafes.
Yeah,
and all
cafes,
that. Yeah.
And she's making specialty coffees and. Who knows?
You know what's funny? Going back to what Mike said earlier, like even what you said, how your kids are going to be when they grow older. Just wait until they watch our fucking videos.
Oh my god!
They're gonna be like, "Did you really do that, Dad?"
Oh,
back then, like,
no, yeah, you want to see it again?
They're up there, yeah.
You want to see it again?
They're gonna point to this. Well, Dad, you were okay with doing this, you know?
You want to see it again?
You did a backflip in the middle of the street.
Seriously though, we opened I think our first video with that.
Yeah,
I believe so.
I just learned how to do those too.
But yeah, let's kind of segue into that a little.
Yeah, for sure.
I do want to talk about actually your music real quick though. So you were saying you were planning to do like a music video.
Yeah.
Where's everything? How's everything been with that?
Finances
Yeah.
is a big thing. I have stickers for sale, slaps for sale, the STFU stickers. I forgot to
that's right. STFU was the big thing. You made the shirts.
Yeah, no, I didn't make any shirts.
Not yet.
It's hard to find a vendor.
That's been my biggest thing. I can't find somebody who makes shirts.
Well, it's when you find them, then it's always a price negotiation that they don't like or you don't like because you're new, they're new to each other, whatever. Sometimes you want to bring a cheap shirt just so they can. And they're no, we have our own shirts, whatever. It's more so a financial game more than anything.
Yep.
Connections, and time. Micromanaging time. Like right now, I'm full time work, full time dad, part time music.
Yeah, seriously.
So
that's already, again, like I said before, two at home, two full-time jobs at home, and then then a full-time job.
Yeah, I actually run a pretty. Right now, I just joined a tree company. I'm running like a 4-man crew. So.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So are you doing something different from that of yourself, like before? Like
no. Tree work. I'm running in a tree company.
Okay.
They bought a crane.
Were you working for yourself at any point? I thought you had mentioned.
Year? Oh yeah, a bunch of times.
Okay, so you still do some stuff on the side. That's awesome. Okay, smart.
Low stuff, low risk stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always like this year. I probably.
So the bigger companies have like the bigger equipment and all that, so you can kind of get the bigger jobs done.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go chase 100-foot oak if I don't have to.
Right. Yeah, no kidding.
But if the money's right, I'll go jump in 100-foot oak and get it done in 8 hours like I did yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go home early.
I don't know how you do that shit. Like for me, for instance, like I'm scared of heights, and that would just bug me out like instantly, man.
Well, I saw him on. I saw
I'm
you
terrified.
on Snapchat doing that, and I'm like, man, don't break something and not be able to come on the show tomorrow.
Yo,
because those. I mean, it's you're a mistake away.
I'm more than a mistake away. Yeah, basically,
or less rather.
It's like either me on the ground.
Yeah.
Me on the ground or the guy on the ground. One of us is getting smoked if I make a mistake. Long story short, yesterday I had a tree that had 11 cuts.
Yeah.
Micromanage 11 cuts. Safe. I'm like, yeah, that looks like 11
What does that mean? Like 11 cuts?
Like 11 rig points. In my mind, I dissect trees before I get into it. I say, all right, I'm going to cut it here. This is how many cuts I plan till I get to a point where I can safely chunk wood down.
Yeah.
And so most people would look at this tree and say 11 large cuts will make this tree down and out, like quick.
Oh, in other words, how many times do you need to cut the tree up before you can just drive it out of there?
Before I can drop it.
Drop it? Oh,
Drop it. Or have a room to take chunks to drop. And I cut that number to 4.
Gotcha.
So what was like, here's a top, here's a branch, and another branch, okay? This top comes out in 2. This top comes out in 2. And then this branch that came out in 3. So in my mind, that's 1, 2, and a chunk. That's 3 cuts.
Right. And
then I would do 1, 2, 3. So that's 5 or 6, and then a chunk. So you still with me? 1, 2, 3 chunks. So that's 3 cuts. 4, 5, 6, 7, a chunk. All right, and then 2 tops and a chunk. So we're at like 10 or 11, and then 1 more chunk, so I don't destroy the property. And instead,
something a lumberjack would know.
So So instead, I went to each lead, and I said, instead of 1, 2, 3 cuts, I said 1 cut.
Gotcha.
I can only make that 1 cut, 1 error. Like if I made it in 3, I have a lot of room for error.
Gotcha.
I'm making it in 1, there's no room for error.
Yeah, that's smart.
No,
it's not smart.
It is and it isn't.
Okay.
I can kill a guy on the ground if he doesn't know what he's doing.
Gotcha.
I can kill myself if I don't know what I'm doing. I can rape the side of the house.
Wait, so there's more room for error if it's less cuts?
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Way more room for error because I'm taking wood like this.
Okay.
Out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
12, 16, 18 inches, 1 cut versus 6 to 8 inches.
Yep.
So the margin of room, I'm taking 35 feet out of the sky. I'm taking 2,800 pounds on rope. And
where does the wood go after you cut down a tree usually?
We process it.
What does that mean by processing it?
Chip it or cut it up, stack the wood. A lot of times, like yesterday.
Like, do you have means at home to do that, or do you bring it to like the facility?
I bring my chainsaws a lot of times. Just cut it up on site.
Oh, I gotcha. So do the customers sometimes keep it?
Yeah.
I mean, depending, obviously, if it's like a commercial job, they'll probably just have you take it away. But...
Yes. Commercial job, they take it away.
Yeah.
My private work, 9 times out of 10, I sell them on keeping it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna. I have a Kia out front. Like, what do you think I'm gonna hollow it away?
Just load it up with cords of wood.
Yeah, you hired me for my skill to put it on the ground, and if you know somebody like a cousin who'll take your wood, then you might want to call him.
That's one thing I think goes underappreciated is how awesome like a wood stove is, or just a fireplace inside the house.
Stove,
is that a wood stove?
Wood stove.
Like an open fireplace.
Hell yeah.
We had friends that had one, and I couldn't get enough of it. I loved it. I loved it so much.
I want to shout out to Luke Hebert for yesterday's job too, because that was one of the best.
Shout out Luke.
That was one of the craziest jobs that I've ever done, and
long day.
No,
real quick.
We did it in 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
I was on the ground by 11 o'clock.
Oh, that's awesome. In the morning?
Yeah.
No shit. You guys started damn
I had
early.
a 90-foot oak tree on the ground by 11 o'clock.
Wow.
So
Holy
it was
crap.
yeah. And then I just spent like the next 4 hours on the ground cutting and cleaning it up with them. We got paid real good that day.
Yeah, what do you guys use for equipment, by the way? Like chainsaw brands?
Like
steel or anything at all?
I'm not a particular man. I have a Husqvarna that was traded. Like, I got it in a trade. But, whatever really gets the job done, as long as your saw's sharp. And, I mean, I could sit here and tell you should have a steel, you should have a Husky. But if you're a hardworking class, you get what you can afford and go make it happen.
Makes sense.
Go make it happen.
There you go. Make it happen. If there's something you're going to do, make it happen.
Just
whatever
make it
it
happen.
is.
Yeah.
I like that as a standalone statement towards all endeavors, honestly, because, there's a lot of excuses out there. But, hey.
Yeah.
Let's
lead into it.
Let's get into it, hey. All right? It's been 7 years, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And LFVTV was a pretty big thing for all of us. And I actually wanted to ask us, how the hell did the three of us become the people who did that?
You set that up.
What happened?
You approached me.
Uh-huh.
And you were like, I got a camera and like a microphone that I can set up, and Ploof is already on board. I already spoke with him about it, and and you were like, those guys that do random jokes and pranks with the hammer, and I was like, yeah, and you're like, I think you would be great. I'm
glad I asked you, man, because you're like the best person you probably could have asked, because I don't think there was any hesitation.
No,
you were just like, let's go,
send it.
Dude, the best part was you could go up to anybody and say anything, and it was just like fluid, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll admit you're the best at it, hands down.
I honestly think it had a lot to do with the public speaking stuff that I did throughout high school, and
I don't doubt it one bit.
Signing into
we had such a blast with that, and talk about great timing on our part for doing it right at the Big E. Shout out to Delbeck9 once again too. He was actually the person who first held the camera and shot us there, introducing, hey, this is, remember, because you brought him along with us the first time, and I was like, all right, this is Justin, this is Dean, myself, Mike Mahalan, you're watching LFVTV, blah, blah, and we went right into it, you know what I mean?
I'll never forget hitting on that dude. Oh, I can't wait to go into it.
Wait. You talking about the guy with the hat?
No, the guy with the girl sitting across from each other, and I asked the dude for his number.
Oh,
and she was like laughing and stuff because he got all pissed.
One of my favorite parts is when we're doing the dragons joke, and you ask that guy at the UMass campus, do you like dragons? And the guy goes, oh, hell yeah. And he has no idea where it's going,
My favorite is when you schooled that kid that tried to cock block you.
Oh my God!
You're like, oh yeah. You're like, yeah.
You ask
like dragons, little puke stain. You want to come in and interrupt?
Dude, that guy was so funny because he was like trying to blow up me and Dean's spot, and there was this dumb app called Yik Yak back then, and we'll unpack a lot of this shit.
Oh yeah.
He calls us out, so me and Dean go. He goes, what are you guys, friends? And me and Dean are like, no, we're gay. Just to really throw him off.
Yo,
remember that?
He did not know that was coming.
Shit?
Yeah,
oh yeah.
He did not know that was coming.
I swear to God.
It was great. He had no idea.
That's fucking awesome.
And he's like, and then he goes, so why are you getting girls' numbers? That's literally his statement, like, to follow up. He didn't know what to say, so he's like, so why are you guys getting girls' numbers if you're gay? To get them away from you, bud. Yep, we're just getting them so you don't have them.
I remember I was like, I can't believe that worked. But here, let me pull this up. I'm gonna just adjust here and throw it up on the thing.
Yeah, do
your
Bob
thing.
Ross.
The thing that you try and you don't succeed, if you learn from it, it's not a failure.
Okay,
If you
Bob.
learn from it, it's not a failure.
Boom.
By the way,
Bob is like
I
the
must
wisest
be
of
retarded.
all.
I
like
did
that.
not know that Bob Ross is dead this whole time.
Oh, really?
I swear to God, dude. I
Yeah,
thought
he's
he was
been
still
dead
alive.
for a while. He
Someone
died of leukemia.
Someone told me that, and I'm like, wait, he's actually dead?
Bob Ross is the Mac Daddy of OGs.
The Mac Daddy.
Here, I'm just gonna
Do you think?
swing this around.
You know what was really cool, and it's cool to see, is we're gonna see a live clip of my dog that passed.
Yeah, what happened with Jack, man? And I
Crazy
never asked
story. Yeah, no.
I'm so sorry.
I was teaching my nephew how to climb in the front. That's actually the last time I taught a little kid how to climb. But I was teaching my nephew how to climb in the front yard of my Spencer apartment, and my dog was off leash trained. You know that.
Yeah.
He was. The only reason why I put him on a leash is if we were in an area where like they required leaches. Do you get what I mean? Like when we're in a public area like UMass, like they require it.
Mhm.
But I didn't have to leash my dog. Like I did not. I would walk this way and he would follow me. Like it was, I'd call him. He was a little mischievous, but he was a beagle. He caught his scent and, you know. But either way, we were.
And that's what he's trained for too, because beagles are work dogs, and they're small.
He was
and out of all the work dogs, they're definitely the smallest. But I think they put in some of the most highest quality of work. He's not really he's probably my cousin. He breeds beagles, and they use them for quail and rabbit hunting all the time. And they'll just go. You know what I mean? They'll corner these things. They work like so strategically as a pack.
So he was off leash trained. I lived in this apartment for 9 months. There was no fence, but we lived next to a road, and he never crossed the road, never left the yard, never nothing, ever, ever, ever. And then the one day I was teaching my nephew how to climb a tree. I set him up. He's actually like about 6 feet off the ground. My dog ended up crossing the street to the landlord, actually, to the landlord across the street. He was like outside doing something. My dog ran to him for some reason, and the guy shooed my dog away. All he had to do was grab the dog's collar for a minute. Bro, it was 5 o'clock traffic. Cars are going back and forth like left and right. And all the guy had to do was just grab his collar. That's all he had to do. And he didn't. And so then my dog knows that he wasn't supposed to cross. Like, he knows when he's doing wrong. So I'm like, Jack. I'm like calling for him. I'm like, Jack. And I like look around and my dog like makes eye contact. And he's like, oh, Dad got me. So he comes sprinting back across the street.
No.
And my daughter was just born.
Jeez. And Jack wasn't that old, was he? I mean, what, 9?
Like 4.
4
or 5,
oh, my
dude.
God.
That's
He
sad.
was, so she was like maybe a month and a half, 2 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sprinting across. Bro, if he, on the real note, if my daughter wasn't born, I probably would have stepped in front of the car. Because they were braking. I could have took the hit. I could have saved my dog in my mind. But I'm probably from me to you away from the car hitting my dog, and I can like almost hear my kid in the background in my head. And it was like dog or kid.
Definitely don't let that thought run through your mind.
No. It's fine.
Even then, that probably still wouldn't have been a worthy sacrifice because that might have still not really saved the dog.
I'm gonna let you know right now exactly what happened. What's cool is exactly what you say. I didn't step in front of the dog, but I did every financial means I could to save the dog. I took a credit card out.
He got hit and he lived the hit.
Survived the hit.
Yeah.
Went to the hospital or vet.
Yeah.
And stayed there for 3 days. They ran me up like $2,900 on my credit card. I did everything to save him. Bro, he turned down chicken nuggets on the ride home. Nuggets on the ride home. I've never seen a dog turn down chicken nuggets. We got in the house. He had a best friend who was a cat. It was a tabby cat. Mm-hmm. Bro, I'm telling you, the cat came in and said goodbye. Came in, they did their thing, and he just laid and stopped breathing. And I was like, I mean, it is what it is.
Sayonara.
My credit, took a hit and this, that, and the other. But
well, he's a fucking legend because
he
will live into.
He's a legend forever.
He's a legend.
I will say, man, he was a chick magnet, bro. Like that.
He got me
bro,
my woman.
That's what he said to the.
My woman hated little dogs.
That's what that kid said too. And he goes, "Oh, did you use a dog to get two chicks' numbers?" And I go, "Yup."
Yeah.
and he goes, maybe I can get one of their numbers. You can get one of their numbers. I go, "Hey, that's not up to me."
No, yeah, you're like, no, she's actually taking my number too.
Yeah. All right, so here's just some pre-context. This is the Big E, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it was
events. Multiple times.
We'll say fan driven.
Yeah.
So we had we asked a ton of people, and we shouting out everybody too because there's a few people in here, and we had people say, "Hey, comment below," and we'll say this to random people. Comments to the crowds, right? That was our thing, and it was back in a time too, because again, this was 6-7 years ago when these were like the more popular or fun things to do on YouTube, prank channels, the going up to people being awkward, the social experiment era, I like to call it that. And that's kind of what it was. So let's get right into it. It's during the Big E, and hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
And this was way back.
Do you have them all pulled up?
Well, I have them all because
on the dash.
They're gonna be here. Like we're gonna be minimized. This will be so. If you're
no, I get it, but that's cool. Like you have them all on your dash.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, nice at this editing.
We're gonna make sure this is streamlined. I'm not gonna even go for the YouTube. We're gonna watch it in the best quality we can.
You gotta do soon. You gotta start doing tutorials of your work.
Oh my god!
You're official with this,
I love doing it. I really love doing it, but I don't know how good of a teacher I'd be. I could do one-on-one.
Don't minimize yourself. You teach exercise, right?
Actually,
I do. You're right.
My dad, he has a podcast.
I could teach.
Can't handle the Ploof. Yeah, that's his name for it.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeff Ploof, by the way. He was on here as well.
But Mike,
he's got his own podcast
with everything when it came to like the technical parts of the podcast. And really
I will say
and stuff, so
the biggest endeavor was audio. Is post-production audio and making it crisp. I just refined it. Shout out to Brian Denning. He was just on here. His episode rather was one where I changed the
dynamic of your audios.
The dynamic of the audio. Thank you. Exactly. And honestly, it's not a huge. But if you go back to ours, I didn't put even a low pass or a high pass filter on the whole thing. So it was very boomy.
Yes.
Way too boomy.
S's hit. And some words would hit harder than others.
Right. So now most of it's fixed. I'm messing around with the compressor. Yeah, exactly.
Compressions.
So we're getting there. We're getting there step by step, but it's a process, and I'm having a fucking blast doing it. I can't thank you guys enough for coming on. But what was I saying? I wanted to add some context. Yet again, oh
my god, I was so young.
I know we were little kids, dude. It's crazy.
You notice I didn't grow any more facial hair?
No, dude. And this the best part about this. The best part about this is not only is it the original, which I kind of wish we stuck with the original opener, but we got our very own Dean Martin here doing a freaking backflip.
Holy shit.
From the ground. What the hell was I going to say though? All right, let's do it. Let's just do this. All right, this is That
was the best I ever looked, I feel like.
Comments, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude, you're in great shape.
Bro, my skin was smooth in my 19s. And
yeah.
Dude, I remember you doing a running backflip off a tree.
That's on here too. What? That's on here too.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
All right, here we go.
LFVTV.
Don't kick anybody. Pre-corona.
The good old days.
Oh, I love this intro.
That was taken at a Hobson concert. There's Delbeck 9's work right there.
Josh,
look at that.
Jesus. Yo, the fact, by the way, that this was the first fucking guy we did this to, and he was so about it, dude, was sick. Like, it made me want to do it more, man. I was like,
this was the perfect person to approach for you.
I remember it was so important for me to get that SpongeBob song.
Yeah.
I had to get that song.
Definitely pre-corona.
Fucking diaper bros.
He looks right at Dean.
Oh my God! I have kids now too. So looking back, like, oh,
this guy loved it.
And he was a fat ass. That was the best part.
That's why you stuttered. You're like, you're a fat ass.
Lots of them.
She was dumb. She was dense. I'm sorry. No.
I don't get it.
No.
I don't know why. Makes no sense. It's not.
The shame factor is so high on these old videos. I just feel like such a fucking
Such a dog.
idiot. Such a dog.
Dude,
So dumb.
I still tell.
Oh, this is
tell
the
people
best one
about
ever.
this. Yeah.
Which one you gave me crabs last night?
He goes, I knew it. He goes, I knew it.
It
Joe
took me so
Cormier
long
for
not
that
to-
one.
Joe Cormier. Shout out to Joe Cormier.
Forget that cowboy hat. My favorite. Do you want some? Sure. Do you want crab?
Both these two
Very
Ford chicks,
serious,
dude.
honest question. Which one gave me crabs?
Yeah, fess up.
That chin ploof was solid, dude.
Yo, Ploof rocking that chin
Solid
strap. Like I'd never been. Oh, shout out to Josh Presby.
Yep.
I couldn't nail this line to save my fucking life.
Fuck yeah, you look like Gary Goodman. He was so good to you.
He was very nice.
The girls chiming in.
Oh, damn.
I couldn't
And
not
then
get
you
in
came
on
up,
it.
yes, that's
I
right.
couldn't not get in on it. You got a fart in the crowd. Yo, we got to get that guy on the
Dude,
podcast.
this chick shit on my life, bro. Destroyed
This
me.
is my favorite.
She's like, nope, nope.
3,000. Go away. Did somebody put you up to this? You know what's funny is they you know, some people really thought they were being set up by somebody else. I don't know why I said what I said.
What's that?
I don't know why I was like, hey.
I don't know why it looked like what I did back then. Shit.
I don't know what was
Oh
wrong
my
with
god,
me.
man!
I
It was
just-
that's what 6 years ago does to you.
No, seriously.
7 years.
That guy was awesome, bro.
I love the bloopers at the end. That was my favorite part.
I love this. When you were going on.
Yo. All right, so there's that first one, folks.
Fuck, I missed that shit, bro. That was so fun.
Shame factor over 10,000.
Dog, I will take half the work that's necessary to process these videos. Oh, I will take half the work necessary to process these videos. If
Oh
you wanna
no,
get back
these
into it.
are
Like,
easy to do. It was the skits that were hard because this is just camera and mic setup, and then just a little bit of cutting.
and then the audio
Title
stuff.
scenes.
Like,
That's
okay,
it.
could you imagine? By the way, we're still doing this to this day, and we're going to people and asking their opinions about Biden or Trump, like before the election.
Dude,
Like, how fucking
it's crazy
funny would
what
that
kind
be,
of
bro?
different world we live in because I mean, I guess if I were to reference what now is for us, it's like stay away from me, wear 6 masks and 5 pairs of gloves.
Could you imagine the sniff scene that I want to do?
Oh,
What happened?
What do you mean?
Well, I have my good friend said he walked up to somebody one day, like really close, and was like, like obnoxious.
Yeah,
so
that's called an act of terrorism now.
Yeah,
so
that's what we got to do.
You know, it's funny, actually.
Good solid sniff. I'll do it. Do not. I will break 6 feet barriers. I will get punched in the face to sniff somebody.
I actually thought of a good one the other day was going to a crowd of people and not wearing a mask and start coughing and see what people how.
Dude, you'd be thrown in jail, bro. It's that bad. But
I wasn't gonna do the coughing. He's definitely pushing it with that.
I always be
he just stepped over the line.
He can do the coughing. I'll sniff people.
Yeah, seriously.
That's our first 2 bits.
I'm gonna just check if this is still going. Oh god, that scared the fuck out of me, bro. It was paused there for a second, but we are still rolling. And no, seriously though, it was a different world. The Big E, thousands of people. We were sifting through crowds, touching people, talking to people, shaking hands, hugging people. Remember those guys who were taking pictures? I'm gonna share some of the pictures too in the post. Obviously, if you guys if you're watching this now, which you are, if you are, and I'll make sure to appropriately, hype it up a little bit because we have some dope pictures together of us and with you in the gorilla suit. Shout out again to Josh Presby for providing that gorilla suit, and we'll probably give him another shout out again. So we have that one, and then there was this is a high shame factor for me.
High shame factor.
So much so, but no shame, man, because everybody had fun, and it was the old us. But let's get into it. So this one was, let me just read off the title real quick. How to pick up
chicks.
Fail. Fail compilation.
I don't know, was it really a fail though? You guys did some
You'd
work.
be surprised. No, UMass we got pretty good because we were trying to get numbers, and I got I don't know how many numbers, but a long time ago now. But man, was that fun!
Did you guys ever or at least you text any fucking girls from that?
I did. That one girl I gave Jeremy's line to, which I'll disclose once it comes apart, but she was pissed. Because I told her.
To be honest, I never saved any of them. We did them.
We
did them so fast that I would erase their number and find the next just random innocent person and subject them to the camera and be like, punch your number in. Yeah. So I never actually saved any numbers, but I did run into one of the girls that we dated a skit to. Yeah. So one of the girls I approached actually was friends with my buddy Aaron Sapanic. Shout out to Aaron Sapanic.
Oh yeah. Where does he live now?
Arizona.
Arizona, yeah. Shout out. I've seen him posting stuff. So he's friends with Ian too. Ian Simpson. You remember?
Yeah, I do. So
shout out.
He was on the swim team, and one of the girls we approached was on the swim team. So I went to a house party with Aaron and the swim team, and we're like, Jan, she's like, I know you from somewhere.
No way. What, from the videos?
From the videos. And I was like, yeah.
Was she on the videos?
Yeah. Dude, I was like, I might have approached you. And she's like, you're an idiot. And I was like, yeah. But it made good content.
Yeah,
you know what's funny? I got the same reaction. I don't know, 4 years ago, I went to a random house party or something, and some guy's like, same thing. He's like, dude, I know you from somewhere, man. And he goes, you made those prank videos. I'm like, you watched them, bro? I'm like, hell yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I swear to
God,
dude,
we got some traction with those videos. Like I said, our gorilla scare had I just checked. I mean, I know it's been 6 years, but it's got 1.7 thousand views.
Wow.
Man, so and they were getting like hundreds. And, people
200-300 average. Yeah.
It was fun shit, man. But yeah, so here's pick up chicks fail. I forget if we had
some
people telling us. We had some comments to the crowds here. So here we go. It's fired up.
Can you do me a favor real quick? Can you put your number in my phone for me?
My number?
Yeah. Ploof's laugh.
Chin strap Ploof.
What's up, guys? Here we are on the last day of the Big E. And we're going to go try to
Bro, fuck, I was so skinny.
Those of you who don't know, I'm here with Justin Ploof, Dean Martin, and myself, Mike Mulholland, and you are watching LFVTV. I miss having a tan.
I remember my I think I met you guys there on my motorcycle, and I remember my fingertips being so cold that I was like,
yeah.
Hey, can one of you girls do me a favor real quick? Can you put your number in my phone? What? Come on, why not?
It's a mean way of saying no.
Age is just a number.
Age is just a number.
What do you guys think about that? So if I told you I was 35? You guys want me to count? Not at all. What's the line for it? Can I have your number? No?
Do you remember those terrible boy bands?
Want to have a baby?
I'm 19. I'm legal though.
Legal where?
I'm legal. That's it. Yeah. You guys want to throw your numbers in my phone?
Look at this
Maybe
guy.
link up?
Shakes.
He's like,
Ow.
You guys,
you want to get punched in your face, little puke?
No. Excuse me? Would you like to make out?
Just go down the line. Oh my God, this was the best one. That old lady was the best.
Cool. My name's Dean.
Dean, hi.
Dean, hi. How's it going?
Sure.
Really?
Much older than you think.
Ploof was
You don't look
taken
that
back.
You don't look that
I am
old.
21.
Oh, you wouldn't guess how old I am.
That was so funny.
30, 35. What?
Not even close.
How goes it?
Okay, thank you very much.
What kind of phone is that? What's your name
A
again?
phone for one of you guys to put your number in.
Dude, so smooth, bro.
Hey, Danielle.
Where are you from, Dean?
Hi,
Jesus Christ.
Hey.
So much trouble.
my name's Mike.
Hi.
Damn, Danielle, don't smile at me like that. Shit.
You look old for your age, though. You could have lied.
I asked some other broad
Yeah, you should lie.
how old I looked, and she said
Didn't like
That
that.
was so funny because
I had some other broad.
yeah.
Dean, you're fucking
You're too fucking up, Dean.
I wasn't trying. I forgot what you were doing.
I don't know what I did here. I think I added it in because it's all we had. I just walked away.
Okay. You put a number in my phone.
Hey, how you doing?
Bro, I should, right?
Oh, this is great.
Mike.
Hear that?
COVID approved.
Kiss his hand, bro.
COVID approved.
How do I know you?
I don't know.
That was perfect.
It's just
My favorite's when you lay down with the
trying
guy.
to be friendly.
Nice to meet you, Mike. My name is Tommy.
Don't mind me.
Oh, this is the
Hey,
one.
This
you
is
hit
good.
The gym?
You hit the gym?
Not really. Big guy. Like to live.
Big guy.
Mike.
Size.
Tony.
Oh God.
Hey man. I was wondering if I could have your number. Why not?
For what?
I don't know.
She's just laughing so
Maybe a
hard.
few drinks.
No, I'm all set.
See what happens.
No, I'm good, thank you.
All right, man. Well, I kind of lost my boyfriend. He's around somewhere. But
My
fuck
boyfriend.
him. I got a new one.
There you go. That's the
Right? I was actually, I mean, nothing against you. You trying to put your number in my phone?
Drop your boyfriend and get with the man.
She was like, "What the?"
What's your name?
Carly.
Oh God.
Carly? Carly.
This is embarrassing.
This is the one that
This is so embarrassing.
$5
This is the
I
one
can
that
kiss
was
you
so
without touching you. But if I touch you,
No, she
got
ended up
$5.
giving me her number.
I know, but
Give me $1.
after she found out it was some video thing, she
Oh no,
was
that
so
was
upset.
from UMass. That was the UMass.
ready?
She actually, I talked to her for a while after that.
Oh.
Cause she, I mean, like we just texted. I never actually ended up hanging out with her.
whoops.
Dean loved this one. Hear him laughing.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Whoops.
LFVTV. Comment in the section below whatever you want to see next. And thanks for watching. What's next?
Subscribe if you're alive.
I told you I'm producing. You thought I was kidding, huh?
That camera definitely gave me a sense of cocky, bro.
Yeah.
Care to join? Care to join?
Do you want to make out?
No.
Oh, come on. I bet you're the best kisser ever. I forgot about that shit.
That was so
Let's go.
confident.
We gotta do squad.
Dude.
Dude, okay.
Out here. Come on.
Let me ask something, Mike.
Yeah.
That's not on YouTube, is it? That one right there. I don't think
It is. I came across it and I threw it. I threw it up.
right?
It's on there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because
I
remember,
posted it
like,
this
showing
year.
some people, and I'm
I
like,
took it off because relationship stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like I
makes
didn't
sense,
want like a
makes sense.
video of me kissing another girl, so I got scared. I forgot who relationship out of the girls I've dated since, but I took it off because of that at one point.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just a
Like,
little.
dude, I literally that video right there, I totally fucking forgot about, and like right now, I'm like so happy we actually fucking got to watch that.
Dude, it was
That was
really,
hilarious.
really funny. And as you can tell of how bad my audio skills were, by the way, if you are watching or listening, it was rough. Now the mic we had is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But I just had
Didn't
no.
edit it.
That's the thing. The editing software is just so much different when you have to use hardware to do it, and we didn't have hardware. I literally would hook up the receiver to the camera and then just put the pack on somebody, and they were just using the mic.
That.
Before, I think like the professional way to do it is you actually have like something like this box under here, but it's a smaller version of that.
A mobile version.
Yeah, a mobile version where you just hold it and whatever. But
with the camera or something.
Yeah, it goes along with the camera. It's one of the many pieces of equipment you want for good shooting. But yeah. No, that was.
I think one of my favorite out of that was hitting up the guy like saying, "I'll get a new boyfriend."
Yeah, that was my favorite part of that one too.
Put your phone on.
I was dying because when I watched that one, like you said, because it wasn't there for a while, and I came across it in the files because I have obviously everything saved.
Yeah.
And it had me dying when I went up to that dude and kissed his hand.
Oh man.
Because I remember at some point we went, you know what? Let's try hitting on guys now or something like that.
Yeah, because we were like, dude, this is stale
to...
fish now.
And obviously, when you do that, with girls in any regard, it's just
right.
You want?
Can I just add to?
Yes. Oh. Yeah.
I officially know what it feels like to be creeped out by, like pickup lines and stuff. Because about 2 weeks ago, I was at, I think what's the grilled chicken?
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
No way. Okay.
So I lost my Chick-fil-A virginity the other day.
I've been there once myself.
Place is always busy as fuck.
And I was, mind you, it's Corona. Okay. So I'm fully masked up.
Right.
This is how much you see of me as I'm inside the store. Okay. This is how much you see of me. And I walk up to the counter and I'm like, yeah, let me get one of them sandwiches and blah, blah. And the dude behind the counter, I don't even remember his name now, but the dude behind the counter goes, "Are you Dean Martin?"
No fucking way.
And I was like,
maybe.
Yes, I am.
How the fuck did you know?
Right.
Dean Martin by day, Zorro by night.
And it wasn't. He didn't identify me by my voice. No, not from our LFV or our podcast.
From your beautiful eyes.
From my eyes, quote unquote. He said, "I'd never forget those eyes anywhere." And I was like. Mind you, my best friend is crying in the corner, laughing so hard under his mask. He's like clenching his sides. He's rolling on the ground, borderline. And I'm like, do I know you from somewhere? Like maybe you're an underclassman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he dances around the question. I'm like, dog, do I know you from somewhere? Like, you need to tell me.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is the entire time I'm talking to him with a mask like this. And he says to me, you were a freshman when I was a senior.
Yikes. What?
Dog, that 10 years you ain't forget my eyes. My buddy was like, bro, he was fapping to your eyes his senior year.
Yeah. Those eyes. I can't get them out of my head.
It's funny. I had an experience like that, like, I don't know, like a year and a half ago. I was at Frankie B's, and like there was these two guys, and they came up and like I forgot who I was with, but like, can we buy you drinks? I'm like, okay. I did not think anything of it.
Both
like, yeah, buy me drinks.
Ploof's pretending like this doesn't happen every weekend.
That was the joke. I was waiting for it, bro. I knew it was coming. But no, yeah. So like, and then he starts hitting on me. So like, I realized. So like he wants to buy me a drink. I'm like, dude, you can definitely buy me another drink, but I'm letting you know right now, I'm fucking straight and nothing's happening. He goes, okay, I'll change your mind. And you're like, you're not gonna change my mind at all, but you can still buy me another drink.
Isn't that crazy though?
Ploof never turns down the drink.
Yeah.
Right. You can hit on me all you want, bud. You can mind fuck me all night. Just keep drinking me up.
Ploof just keeps getting chummier and chummier.
He still bought me a drink, dude. It's like, man, this guy really thought he was gonna change my mind.
Did you get your Facebook?
Oh, he's got his Facebook. I tell you what.
I don't even think I told my name.
You're not kidding though, because honestly, I can't tell you how many times that I've been hit on as well, and it is certainly eye opening to see how persistent a man can be. And it's like, dude, and you give no... And the funniest shit, what really bites you in the ass, is how dumb the shit that you say comes off. Well, you realize how dumb the shit you say to chicks, like, for I've been single for a while. So anybody who's been single at least any point in their lives could admit that they've sent a text like, hey, or what's up, some dumb shit. That shit's the same stuff that comes at me from gay dudes online. And it's like, hi. What?
You're like,
what is going on?
Did you read my podcast or something, bud?
Yeah. Like it's just very like low context. It's just what's up or how are you?
Oh man,
and it's like,
yeah, we were so bland.
Oof.
Hey man, I'll say actually though, there are some women out there that are the exact same way though. Like I've like
can I just
I've been hit on some strong women where there was like, oh shit, like you're saying the shit I would say to you, like
Poof's a
damn.
my woman, I'll be honest, my woman actually approached me.
How'd you guys meet? Yeah.
We met on Instagram.
No way.
Funny
Yeah.
story.
Sliding those
It's
DMs.
not uncommon. I mean, that's that's the seed of communication. A lot of times
we were
the
double
modern
tapping
age.
each other's pictures for like a couple of months, but had never met.
Mhm.
And I was like this social media whore at the time, and I was like,
As everybody was at one point or another.
yeah. So she double taps a couple of my pictures, I double tap some of hers, and we played like the double tap game. Like as weird as it is, it's a first world thing,
Yeah.
And then she messages me like, "Are we gonna keep double tapping each other's pictures, or is one of us gonna say
You
hi?"
gotta do something about it.
And I right there, I was like, "That was to me."
She said that to you?
To me.
Oh shit.
I pull it up right now on my phone. I'll never delete that message. And I was like, "Yo!" In that moment, I was like,
That's
"Dog,
it.
I got it.
That's it.
And I was like, "Double tap."
Yep.
Never responded. Just went and double tapped a couple more pictures. And she was like, "Oh, so you're like that? Okay." And we played a double tap. And then actually, fun fact, everybody has a criteria. Okay, so if my criteria is that I like to see who you know in your social media.
Yeah.
Because if you know one of my slutty friends,
Mm-hmm.
then chances are I'm gonna engage with my slutty friend and be like, "Did you engage with this girl?"
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna be like, I know he's the type to like just put himself out there, extra abnormal, and if anybody's gonna get the time, it's gonna be this guy.
Right.
So I hit him up. I'm like, "You know this girl?" Just be honest. And he's the type of guy to be like, "Yeah, she kissed me." Or,
Right. The whole thing. They give you all
whatever,
of it, all
whatever.
of it in one
It's-
shot.
Yeah, and
Yep.
he was like, "That girl paid me no mind. She actually bullied me half the time in school."
Okay.
And I was like, "I'm sold.
Yeah.
I'm sold."
Dude, that's a really good gauge. That's actually a good point.
You know, if anybody knows the girl that I know,
yeah, all bets are off.
All bets are off.
Yeah.
Nobody knows her. That's my favorite part about her. She's mine.
That is a very good quality. The last thing you want is this, trail of receipts.
Yeah. I got the receipt.
Oh, I remember her. Like, that's the last thing you want to hear. Like, why? How? What do you mean? You know, like, fucking...
Yeah.
All right, so let's.
I was like, trail of receipts, dude. I gotta start using that more.
Seal that off. That's a good quote for that.
Right.
Seriously though, because it's like the last thing you want to do is that, you know what I really hate is when so we've all probably had a relationship at one point or another with a girl or with somebody who had already been with somebody else that you know in a way. That fucking question, "Hey, how's she been?" Yo, fuck you.
Yo, how about this?
Don't ask.
I was drunk at a party where a kid said to me some really derogatory stuff like about the sexual life. Like he said something like, "Oh."
Over the top.
He said something terrible about the girl. I was like, I freaking yoinked. I didn't even know I had so much alcohol in me.
Yeah.
I yoinked him up by his throat at the party.
Holy
I was like,
shit.
I was like, and that was the seal.
Yeah.
That's when I knew I never wanted to meet somebody that knew anybody I knew.
For real.
Because I don't want
You
somebody
want
to
to deal with shit like that, and then there's drama. You know
I'll
what I
deal
mean?
with somebody I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Right.
Who the fuck are you?
Exactly. Not only that, but the odds of you having to deal with them are even lower because you don't know them, and it's like it's over anyway. So, all right, here we are, Big E extras. So these were like I think arguably some of the better stuff. No, it did make it onto YouTube,
okay.
but it was kind of like, we were able to produce 3 videos in like a weekend worth of going, because we went twice in a row.
We did.
And we just kept doing
Slaying
Slaying it. It was freaking awesome stuff. Thank you to everybody too who had reached out, and there's a lot of support. People were really nice about it, and like everybody enjoyed it. It was kind of like a community thing, because we did a good job of having people, hash out what we should say, join in. So it was a good like 1-2, because it wasn't just us out there. It was what other people wanted us to say,
and then they brought it to their friends like, "Yo, I told them to say this," and these guys had the balls to say it.
Yeah. So here's the Big E extras. This is a good one.
Hey, high five. Yeah, man, high five. Wait, pound it, wait.
The belly fucking tap.
She liked it.
She did. She liked your belly.
Yeah.
She liked it.
Hey guys, how's it going? again, LFVTV.
Got Dean with his rolled up sleeves, big guns.
Oh,
Let's
man,
go.
I was so
Let's
egotistical.
go.
That ties in with the humble ego.
That's you, bro. But that's just you just being you. Look at me. I had a pump.
I think this is the same day, and we just took off shit.
Does this smell funny? It doesn't?
It doesn't?
Dude, that guy was like, dude, he smelled his nuts.
I tend to stare at fat asses.
They're like, nope.
Asshole.
Quick question. I don't know if you guys wanted to ride the Ferris wheel. I don't know if you guys have rode it or know anything about it. No. Not down to ride it? No. Not a Ferris wheel kind of guys?
Dude, yes.
I got a weird feeling about you, man.
Question for you girls. Are my perfectly chiseled arms proportional to my humble ego?
You nailed that. You nailed that, by the way.
For once.
That ass though. Oh, come on.
Come on.
Anything could happen.
Just keep saying to yourself, everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I tell myself that every
I know I
day.
feeling about you. Excuse me, real quick. That ass though.
She whipped around like she was gonna
Yeah,
cold
look at
clock
her.
me
Look,
so
I'm going
hard.
home. That's the I'm going home face.
Hey guys.
Pre-corona.
How are you guys doing? You guys go on the Ferris wheel? I would, but I had it.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
She wanted it. Let's be honest. She knew what was going on there.
So, and they said to meet him at the
She's
Ferris wheel.
getting that
timing
quick
was too
thirst
perfect.
trap in. She's getting a quick thirst trap
They'd
in.
be jealous.
Trying to
You
make
guys
my
look
friends
like Natalie
jealous.
Portman.
Yeah.
You guys want to smoke crack?
Oh my god.
Why are you breaking up with me?
Oh my
I
God, that's
forgot
right.
this.
We went up to people and pretended they were breaking up.
Why are you breaking up with me?
Just let them pick. I remember you saying, just let them pick who's gonna break up with you.
Yeah, that's right.
And your mom just knocked and she came in and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my diarrhea gets bad. The Ferris wheel. It's only the Ferris wheel.
Emily, it's all you.
Emily, please.
Just
It
wait
was
for her
Emily.
name.
It was Emily.
I just need you in my life.
I feel like she was about to start
Thanks for
recording me,
watching.
and I was like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here.
Live, LFVTV. We're coming out with more. So, comment below for comment below if you have any ideas.
Can I take a cucumber selfie? Oh, she saw me. Oh.
I don't know what to say.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Oh yeah, pre-COVID. Let's go.
Now what you
Come
gotta
on,
do
man.
is, that's gonna be one of our skates. How many hugs can we get?
Dude,
Post-corona.
seriously. Hey, can I have a hug?
Did you want a hug?
That's a good one.
It's 6
That's a
feet.
good one.
Did you want a hug? And if somebody
about
comes
as
in,
easy as
I
turning
knew you didn't believe in corona.
yeah. I got 5 vaccinations. You're
Yo,
a danger
girl,
to
I got myself tested.
You only got one. You're a danger to my health. You only got one vaccination.
Oh man.
I went in the line, and then once I got my shot, I went to the back of the line. All right, so where were we at? Oh, laughing. That was an embarrassing one.
Oh, that
Remember
was
the
embarrassing.
laughing?
I
'Cause
think
I
was
was
I
wicked-
in on this one, or did I not make this one?
I think you were there. I think you were like videotaping
Yeah.
that at least. I know
You
when
might
I
not
did
have
it,
done
I
it.
was
I don't think
really
I was
fucking
around for
drunk and I
this.
sound like an asshole. So like, there was that.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean,
just
we've
remember-
said it a bunch of times, but it's crazy how kind of lucky we got
this
with
in the
not getting like
Northampton?
attacked.
Right.
Yeah, I was in Northampton.
Oh,
And
I
Amherst,
remember
and
this.
Amherst.
Yeah, I remember this one. This was the tough one. This was a tough bit.
Yeah, this was a tough bit.
I remember one guy almost punched me in the face at the end. And he
Yeah.
was so pissed at me. Like,
For
I wish
no
he
reason,
did. I
though.
wish he did though, because that would have been so many views.
Yeah,
Take
no,
the ones to the
honestly,
face, bro, like,
that
definitely.
honestly was always the case too. Like when Roman Atwood and Vitaly were doing their
was
big
prepped.
videos. Remember
Yeah.
those? It was always the is your mic on?
It should be.
Oh, that was Dean. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. You remember them though, right? Though? Yeah, so Huge. They were awesome, and it was always those really controversial ones. Like I remember there was the one where Roman Atwood was trying to take gas out of people's cars.
Oh yeah,
in
that one was good.
like I don't know what it was in like Columbus, because he lived out in Columbus. So it was like, or maybe it was L.A. And some dude grabbed him, ripped his shirt, and threw him on the ground. He was so pissed. Like shit like that happened. But a lot of it could have been planned. Remember how much success we had when we told somebody, hey, we're gonna do this, back when we were doing the gorilla scare, and that one girl was like on point.
Oh yeah,
nobody would have ever known, and obviously now if you're listening, it is much better to do it that way, because it's more of a show.
The one person that we didn't. Yeah. Right. There was only one on the gorilla, and they spotted us before we could even scare them.
Yeah.
And you were like, listen, we're trying to film something quality here. You want to watch? She was like, yeah, I'm actually practicing to be an actor. Like,
yeah.
perfect.
Oh, that's right. Perfect. Spot on.
And you just played it out.
Hey, you guys want to take a quick bathroom break? I need to take a leak.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. I just faded in and out. So where were we? The laughing. Hands down, I feel like the most embarrassing one of all. I just feel like it was just cringy. A little cringy.
It might be a little cringy.
A little cringy. But it was all in good fun.
It was a tough one.
It was all in good fun. So
a good idea.
Let's see what we got.
Try to get people to laugh.
That's right. It really was. You know what I mean? And I'm so happy we did these, because now when you look back on them, and
you
know
know
like
which ones not to do.
Fucking hilarious.
Oh,
yeah, that too. You know what jokes not to make.
I did not say you should stop. LFVTV!
That was you.
Someone once told me that laughter is contagious. Today we're going to go out and see if this is true. For those of you who don't know, today I have here with me Justin Ploof, myself, Mike Mahoney.
What an old fucking picture, bro.
That's
like in high school.
What? You weren't in this one, but you were there. You were definitely there.
Excuse me? You guys know how to get to,
We're essentially asking people questions, and then no matter what they said, we just laugh or something.
See, I think you were good at it, but it was just like...
Dude, I bet you all these people thought we were tripping on something the whole time.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Need directions? Yo, can you guys help me out for a sec? Do you know where Bueno Usano is? Like that Mexican restaurant?
These guys weren't having it. They were not having it.
Didn't help that I was fucking racing during this, but...
Were you?
I was pretty drunk. I don't know if I was wasted, but I was definitely drunk.
Oh, yeah, no
It's
way.
pretty
What's
believable.
this over there?
Yeah. They're like, yeah, fuck you.
See you later.
He's one of those YouTube breakers.
That way?
Yes. I think you're pointing at the camera, guys. I really think you're breaking me.
You're breaking me.
Little did he know.
Okay, fuck.
He was, but yes, he was absolutely right.
You guys know how to get to Whole Foods from here?
Whole Foods is on Route 9, I believe.
Actually, looking at this again, I kind of enjoy it. I think it's just because we didn't do it enough.
No, we were very experimental, you know. We were trying all.
You good?
You good?
You know how to get to Hampshire College from here?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
There's a 38 that goes from there to Hampshire. Okay, yeah.
Where's it?
It's right down there. No, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious, yeah.
All right.
This is actually funnier than I remember.
Yep.
You gotta get to Hampshire College from here?
Hampshire College is that way.
Which way?
That way.
That way.
It's about 3 miles down the road.
But 3 miles. Pissed.
Do you know how to get to Hampshire College from here?
Hampshire College?
Excuse me? Can I get to Hampshire College from here?
Hampshire College? Are you walking?
I don't know. Really?
Yeah, so you just go straight down that way.
Are you walking? I don't know.
Hey, man, could you do me a favor? Can you tell me where Thorns is at all? Thorns?
Thorns is
I feel like they definitely saw the camera.
take a right.
Yeah, I know.
wait, if you take it right?
Yo, piss.
Wait,
This guy was so mad, bro.
Piss.
He's like,
Right?
he is pretty pissed.
Take it right?
What the
Hey
fuck's
guys,
wrong
thanks
with
for
you?
watching. Thank you
I
for the
enjoyed that,
likes and
actually.
Suggestions. We appreciate it all. Please subscribe if you're alive. And as always,
See you next Tuesday.
what's next? Stay tuned for next Tuesday. Peace.
Yeah.
See you next Tuesday, you chicken cunts.
Is that cool for you? Is that
I like how he's laughing with you now that he
Yeah.
knows the camera's in it.
Grab some overpriced fish for me.
Dude. He said he uses overpriced fish.
You get some overpriced fish.
What the fuck?
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
No, I'm just
What?
playing. I'm just playing.
She
man.
knows
We're
the
doing-
camera
we're doing
naturally
YouTube
panned
videos.
to the jogging girls for
Yeah.
half a second.
Yeah.
Whoever the cameraman was, he like wanted to follow them. Was like, oh yeah, Mike.
I'm surprised that never happened. There's like
What?
a skit going on and then just going off
So-
into the.
Just like, you know, like some random person like
That would have been fun.
dead ass though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, seriously. All right, let's see. So we got two more super short.
Oh, okay.
The comments to the crowds. This was actually so that last one was me and Ploof, but this one was actually just me and Dean.
Yeah.
And we went to UMass, which
Yeah.
was
I was
actually,
so salty I couldn't do this one because I had to work. I remember that.
Yeah,
I
dude,
wanted to do
this
one
this
so
was
bad.
Jack took your place.
this was a fun day. This was the hardest, I think, out of all of them, just because of the shit that people were wanting us to say, and leave it to them too to tell us to say it.
You know what?
Joe Cormier.
Material on my
Joe
shirt's
Cormier,
there?
shout out.
Boyfriend material. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
right.
Talk.
Yeah.
You and that high five, dude.
Yeah.
You never
Guys, here we are
failed with that.
today in Amherst, UMass Amherst. And last week we had posted up a status on Facebook asking for your guys' suggestions and what we should say to people.
Oh, Jack.
Today we are doing comments to the crowds.
Crazy.
For those of you who don't know, I'm here with Dean
I got
Martin,
him as a
Jack,
bag of
myself,
dust
Mike
now.
McCullen, and you are watching
R.I.P.
LFVTV.
Some dude on the internet made that intro for us.
How do you girls
sick.
like your eggs in the morning? Fried or for life?
Josh. That was actually from John
I'd like to
Fennell,
live
and
in your
Josh had us say it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But you don't know why.
I don't know why.
So I could be with you.
Shout
every
out to
step of the
Katie.
way.
Oh, that's so sweet.
How are you today?
I'm okay.
Hi. My name's Mike.
I'm Emma.
Hey, Emma.
Katie Breyer. That was her last. It just said
I
Marie
bet
there.
you
Yeah.
I can fit your whole foot in my mouth.
Oh, really?
You remind me of my
Really?
small,
fucking
cute-
John, bro.
John
I'm
Rip.
gonna bang you on my coffee table later.
Hi, I'm no Fred Flintstone, but I can make
Shout
a
out to
bed
Devin.
Excuse me? Do you
This
like
is
dragons?
so freaking hard for me to
Do
say.
you like dragons?
Oh my god, this dude, Brandon Pellissier,
Yeah.
shout out.
No? Oh, I was gonna say, because in a minute I'd be dragging my balls across your face. What?
We had to blur this guy's face out because he was pissed.
Because I'm gonna be dragging my balls across your face.
Dude, I had the hardest
Can I have
time
your
saying
number?
that to a girl. Can I have your number? She goes, no.
What do you expect me to do?
I bet you I could fit your whole foot in my mouth.
My foot?
Mm-hmm. Whole thing.
The whole thing.
Hey guys,
Oh, this is that cock blocker
you guys
kid.
remind me of my pinky toe.
John again, Rip. It was his birthday a couple days ago.
Small,
Yeah.
cute, and I might bang you on my coffee table later.
You're gonna
Both
let me?
those girls are married now.
Really?
I've been friends with
How's
them on
it going?
Facebook ever since.
That's crazy.
Do
That's
you
cool.
like dragons?
Oh hell yeah! Number?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You used a dog to get a girl's number?
I don't know what I just used to get a girl's number. Honestly, I just.
That's like the worst way ever.
Shut up.
Well, it worked.
Will it work?
I gotta give you that.
My
Yeah,
name's
you
Mike.
gotta give me that because you got no numbers.
Yes, you can. Get your phone
You
out.
like
You
dragons?
should have a dog day. 'Cause I'm a
Yeah.
puppy.
Do you like dragons?
Yeah? Because in a minute I'm gonna be dragging my balls across your face.
I'm about to be dragging my balls across your face.
I could do that.
I can do
Hi,
that.
I don't know if you know this, but you look a lot like my next girlfriend.
Oh,
Zach
shout out to
Carroll.
Zach Carroll.
Good.
That was good. Can you help me with directions?
Sam Smalley, shout out.
To your heart.
Oh my god.
That was two comments in one.
Yeah, your number.
So you got one of the numbers. The problem is you leave the other one hanging.
No, I asked them both.
That was a power move.
Power
Fuck
move,
you,
definitely.
dude.
For them.
Bang! Right over to the neck.
I'll give you my number, but
Thank you.
Dean, I
That's
love
fine.
Dean's laughs.
Hey, do you work at
Jeremy,
Subway?
shout out to Jeremy.
Do you work at Subway? Because you're giving me a foot.
I have my hand in my pants. Okay, nice.
Hi, do you work at Dick's?
Connor Corsi, shout
No,
out.
I was gonna say, cause you sporting the goods.
Excuse me?
Oh God, this is the best.
Hey, how's it going?
This chick was
Um,
pissed after.
Oh, that was the one.
Johnny was just friend zoned.
I'm no weatherman.
That's because Johnny
but
gave her
you can
shit
be
for being
expecting
friend
more than
zoning her.
Just a few inches tonight.
oh my gosh. That's the first
Oh,
time.
poor Jack.
Okay, put your.
She was so interested in you. That's why.
Giving some kid my number.
She thought you were genuinely
Are you into
interested in
fitness?
her. That's the swimmer.
Camden Wilson.
That was the swimmer.
Yes.
But
That
Aaron's-
would no way.
That Aaron's.
Oh.
That was her.
You into fitness, digging that
Was that a date?
Is that a dare? My favorite part is okay.
How about fitness sticking?
I couldn't say that to anybody
guys like
seriously.
dragging?
You were very genuine with that.
I met her
I
at
was
Aaron's
gonna say, 'cause
Panics
man,
like
I'm
swim
dragging
house.
my
She was a
balls
swimmer.
across
These guys were wanting to fight.
Hey guys, thanks for watching
They were like-
LFVTV. Leave a comment in the section below for what you might want to see for next Tuesday's video. Stay
I like how we
tuned.
picked a
Please
dance.
subscribe
I know.
for more.
That was kind of good.
If you
Good.
enjoyed,
Good
peace
thinking.
out.
Cool.
Fuck with you guys. Take it easy.
I just stand back like I'm about to sell
Yeah.
drugs
Oh,
again.
man. Huh?
Why are you wearing a microphone?
These camera nerds come up and.
I'm on YouTube. You guys got me. LFVTV, nailed it. On top.
Theater major, can't mess with him.
You can go in for a hug.
Can't mess with us, dude.
Pre-corona, you can
Yeah.
go in for a hug.
What were you gonna do? Oh no, I was
Huh?
saying hi to the
I
camera.
was gonna say I'm about to be dragging my balls across your face. You know, didn't.
Oh, good one, dude.
You like that?
Yeah, that would have been
That would have been
I
good.
I'm like, yeah, I did that.
Cause in a minute I'm gonna be dragging my balls across your face.
Oh.
Oh,
That's so good. That's so good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a good one.
You like that?
Yeah, that was good.
you might want to smack me for this one.
Dean's just genuinely like, fuck.
Yo,
I love that.
you might want to smack me for this
I
one.
love how you
Yeah.
do might wanna smack me for
That
this
was
one,
my
just straight up.
favorite. One of my favorite reactions of every single reaction was Dean going up to that girl like that. Like you're gonna want to smack me for this.
And then I run into her like a year later, and
That's
I'm
too
like,
funny.
That's hilarious.
And this is the one where I think has the most background is the Halloween, the one we did preparation for Halloween. Again, shout out to Josh Presby for providing us with the gorilla costume. And I'll just play it real quick because it's only like a minute long. It's the last one we did, and
it was a good closer.
it was a good closer. It really was. I guess
Did
we
the
opened
laugh
with
again.
that.
I love that. We went over that for maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
How we're gonna do the intro, and
Yeah.
you're like, just cut me off.
Oh my god, this chick was so pissed.
My
Those-
knees were in such good shape that
I know. I
year.
was gonna say, man, you really took some impact. This chick, she was in on it. She was pissed. She was really pissed.
Dude, he almost
That's the guy that his shorts came off at the end, right?
I don't know, but dude, remember we got the cops called on us?
If you guys don't get out of here, we're calling the cops. We're like,
Dude, we just longboarded so fast after that. I was like,
Oh
we're
my
done.
god. We attacked Ploof. You actually attacked some of those people.
oh, I had so much fun. I had so much fun with that, man.
We should,
I'd
like,
throw
right.
that suit on.
We
right
should
are
now.
done
definitely
with that.
start doing that again, though. I feel
I would throw
Dude,
that suit on right
honestly, yeah, I know. Well, Josh still has it.
like.
I'd go hit another prank sesh. Go hit the
Fuck
Old
yeah.
Oak Mall or something.
The funny, that one has the most
corner.
epic story. That last one, and solely because of remember the guy calls the cops on us,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's dark, right? We're like, we should have been done filming hours ago, and we kept doing it. Anyways, and
we called this bluff. We're like, so let the cops show up.
And then remember those freaking. Then we saw up ahead there was these bikes with really bright lights coming, and we were like, "Shit, dude, that guy was livid." So we were booking it back to the car.
Dude, are these
we were just like, dude.
Cops on bikes?
Yeah, right. We were so scared, and I remember literally because it was pitch black out. We didn't have any lights, and at one point you wiped out. Your longboard goes sifting through. Some dude straddled it with his bike. Remember that? We almost crashed into some guy in the middle of the night. Just to get back to the car.
That was crazy.
Absolutely insane.
Shout out to that dude.
Yeah, for
Saved
real.
my board.
Yeah.
Shout out to that dude. He like saw
Here,
us.
come up on the mic here.
Oh, yeah, he saw us and was just like, oh, he saw me going down. He was like, that kid's gonna want to go home.
Yeah.
He like caught my board for me real quick. Like, you good, bud?
Yeah, no, that was my biggest concern with those pranks is that I felt like they just were not well-moraled enough. I don't know. I was starting to feel like we were making bad karma for ourselves.
I get that.
You know what I mean? Because when we could have the whole time, and I know it'd be cheating in the whole world of it, but I think that's what all the big guys were doing, like
having people come in.
Yeah, or just being like, "Hey, this is what
we're
gonna do," and this and that.
And you just feed into it.
Yeah.
So after that, when you were like, "Man, are we really doing something that's quality?"
Right. Because I feel like the best part about making something like that is that everybody who made it is involved, and those people weren't. They were kind of just like pranked, but on a deeper level because we got them forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they
like
truly
burned into eternity. Like, you got, and here's the fucking footage.
You got.
Yeah, like,
and you didn't know about it.
They walked away from it not knowing a damn thing.
And they're stuck in it.
I was telling Delbeck 9 over here, we were like, you know, probably it's probably not legal because we didn't have anybody signed a disclosure waiver or anything.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, we were just like turning the camera on, doing our shit,
probably shouldn't
and then
say
putting
that
it
on air.
on Facebook. Well, it's 6 years ago.
I was under the impression that if you had the disclosures because personal information was passed out.
Yeah, that could be it too. I really don't know the details of it.
Yeah,
even with a podcast, I mean, I haven't had anybody sign anything really, but I guess everybody understands. It's like you know what's happening after it's going to be online, so whatever.
Yeah, and if I didn't want what are you going to put a blur right here?
Yeah, no, like yeah, like the whole
blur
time.
Talking, like
put like a voice mask on the whole time.
I'm sorry, I'm wanted. You can't post my video, my face on the internet.
No, but those were good times, man. I do miss the skits. We made skits a long time ago. Maybe we'll do that in another video one day. The skits were very fun.
I can't believe we've grown up so fast.
Right? Like 6 years. I was very surprised to find out that was almost 7 years ago.
Yeah, it feels like it wasn't that long.
No.
What I like to do is I like randomly bringing it up. Like, yeah, I did hidden mic stuff. When people start bringing up, like, hey, check out this hidden mic stuff. I was like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
remember the backpack we had? We had a backpack.
Yeah, and we
shot through the backpack, and we would just sit there like we're on a bench fiddling with something in our bag.
What I found, I think a lot of the guys are doing now is the GoPros because they're so small.
See, if we were to do it all over again, GoPro would be like that thing that's shooting you. That's 4K, and look how small it is. I could fit that in my ass.
Wow.
Yeah. Your ass is that loose? I'm a little concerned.
I wanted to see how long we could all not say a damn thing after I said that.
Wow.
Not that I've tried it, guys. Come on. Only once, jeez, well, twice, but who's counting? I mean, 3 times is not really that many.
Mike was checking his
all he knows what it looks like inside 4K.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Mike was checking his own prostate just
yeah.
to make sure.
They said you should go to the hospital and get that checked out. I go hospital, dude. I ain't getting the COVID. What'd you say?
Thanks, Doc. I already got it.
Yeah, right. Thanks, man. I already know what I got going on. I got the footage to prove it. Like Steve-O. Remember like the first Jackass? And that was like the funniest part of the entire movie is when, oh my God, Ryan Dunn, was it Ryan Dunn?
Ryan Dunn, yeah.
He shoved a car up his ass in a condom and then went and got x-rays. and then he has this doctor have to explain to him what's up his ass.
Yeah,
and it's like the funniest transaction. He goes, listen, nobody needs to know about that. Not you, not him, not your wife. He points at the cameraman. He knows. That's already too many people.
Yo, you ain't lying.
And it's so funny because it's metal, so the x-ray, it shows up perfectly compared to even your bone. There's a car in his anus. Like, how is there a toy car? He goes, and he's like explaining to the doctor the whole time, yeah, I had a really long night last night. It was a party. You know, like...
Those guys are geniuses, man.
They really are.
Oh.
They were the ones who started that whole prank era.
They did.
And nobody
They
could match
chiseled
him on
away.
it. I do remember even Vitaly and Roman Atwood, and who was the other guy who was bald?
Oh, fuck. I don't remember his name. I know who you're talking about.
They all tried to make a video, and it just tanked completely.
Are you talking about that movie?
They made a movie, yeah.
I thought the movie was pretty funny. That one part with the dogs with the Chinese restaurant, that shit was pretty funny.
I don't know. I don't remember that part.
Yeah, they were like, they had all these people dining in, and some guy with a butcher outfit would take these dogs in the back, and then they start banging on some shit and making the dogs like barks, and everybody's like, the fuck? And then some guy literally brought out like a plate with a collar in it.
Like they're serving. Yeah.
Sad.
It was like pranks on other people. That was the big thing with that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How much did you pay for that?
This right here. Make sure the next. This was I think like 250 or something.
That's a solid one.
The one I had before when you first came on, that was 150. That was the little one,
smaller one.
But it's like I needed another mic, and I still have another.
You can put up another one.
One more if I wanted to. And this one plugs into the wall. It's obviously just bigger. It's not like it's better. The other little one was just fine too. But
no, it's
man,
more processing.
I want to get new stands soon and all that. But yeah, man. So what are your plans as far as producing goes? We kind of touched on that a little bit.
I actually just right now I built my own like studio home office. I gotta remember to lean into the mic. Yeah, so pretty much I got my own mic. I'm looking into some studio monitors so I can have some like solid playback. I have an interface that just has like 2 channels. And pretty much right now I'm trying to figure out what DAW I want to use, which is like
what's DAW?
It's like the diagnostic like program that you use to compute like your music. So
the audio and everything.
Yeah, the program that you record into. So there's a bunch. There's like Pro Tools. Oh man, there's Pro Tools, Fruity Loops,
Sidious.
There's like
GarageBand.
GarageBand. There's a gazillion.
Yeah, that's what we use for this.
So what I've been using is PreSonus. I've been playing with the PreSonus just because I have a PreSonus interface.
Yeah.
So it was actually voted like 2020's like best economical DAW.
Uh-huh.
So like you get the best bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Like me being who I am, I never go for top brand because I don't need the top brand until I get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't need the top brand until I get there.
Was it you who was telling me it's Oh no, that was actually your dad who was telling me that. Like sometimes it's advantageous to go with the higher quality brand rather than skimp out and the thing break or something like that.
Yeah.
Then it's like you could either pay double for what it costs cheap or one time for what it costs expensive.
So what I like to do is I get the middle brand.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I get the middle brand. So
that's kind of what I did with these because the Shure SM7B is what like Joe Rogan uses. Like anybody can buy it. They're only like $300, but still only $300. That's $600. Yeah, exactly. These were $100 each, and it's like for a startup, that's better.
And as a part-time music guy producer, your $600 supports you.
Right.
My $600, I got to support 4.
Exactly. Well, you got the kids.
So I got to pull $400 from that.
Yeah.
And leave myself with maybe 2 if I'm lucky, and that's
a little
after
bit more
saving
financial footwork.
Involved. So instead of getting the Yamahas,
right,
I'll just get me a step down like a KRK.
And you'll get there anyways.
Exactly.
Especially if you put money aside.
Well, what it is too is you can compensate for as long as you have clean input.
Yep.
And my speakers just need to give me a clean feedback, and I don't mess with it. As long as I send it out super clean, my feedback doesn't matter as long as the mix and master has a clean die. Like, so
I couldn't agree more.
So like it can as long as like I put it in here clean, and you're my mix master guy,
right?
And there's no blips, and when it plays
that
back on my speakers,
post is everything.
Exactly.
Post production is everything. You do it, and then all that. 2 things. So this is what I always say to people who are asking about camera equipment or audio equipment. It has just as much to do with the equipment itself as it does to do with the room, right? So if we're talking audio, the amount of soundproofing that's in the room has a lot to do with the quality of the audio. If I had this empty room with concrete floors, it'd be like wing, you know what I mean? Everything we say would bounce back 90,000 times. With all the shit on the walls in here, you got a little bit more of a suppressed vocal. So no matter what the microphone is, in fact, we could use our phones to do this.
Yeah.
And they'd be almost just fine.
Right, as long as you did the correct
post-production. So then the post-production is not a whole nother level or layer, we'll say, of refinement that could fix out the rest of the bullshit. So half the time, if not more than half the time, it's not about the equipment, it's how you use the equipment.
Exactly. So if I got mediocre equipment, but I'm creating a clean input, then I send it to the guy with the top dollar equipment.
Yeah.
He's got the Yamahas. He's got the 10 years on the DAW that I want to learn. So I just send it to him. Yeah, it may cost me a little bit more, $50, $75, maybe $100 a track.
It's all going to a good cause, because that's what it's
now I take that $100 with the mix master and it's clean.
Yeah.
Now I can take that and I can apply it to every platform. Your cell phone, your laptop, your speakers at home, and your car can play.
Yeah.
You know, versus it only sounds good through my speakers because that's what I put it through.
Right.
They'll put it through the gauntlet to make it sound good on your phone and on every different device you play it through.
Right, right.
You know,
and that is kind of a challenge. That's the thing I do when I put at least a podcast out, is that I, you know, listen to it in the car, on the phone, on the computer, on the TV sometimes, just to see kind of where it all comes out, where it's boomiest.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to level that out. But yeah, and I couldn't agree more, because with a song, it's even more important, because the way it sounds might be part of the piece, the structure of the piece, and it's everything, because sometimes you could fade out all of the low pass stuff and make it like a really, you know,
or do that
treble,
telephone mic,
exactly,
like somebody's trying to talk to the phone.
Exactly.
But you're like talking like this.
Exactly.
You know, so it all depends on how much effort you want to put in. So something I said yesterday is it's amazing what two guys with willpower can do.
Yeah.
You know, one person with willpower. Imagine two people with willpower. Like, you know, with what you know and what I know, eventually we're gonna come together at some point. One of us is gonna get enough traction where I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna need Mike's help. Or somebody comes to you like, I'm looking for a decent artist. And you could be like, I know somebody that's actually doing his own stuff. He may not be, but he can get you some material for you to listen to.
Yeah.
You know, so because we're in our own avenues, you're in the podcast and I'm trying to push the music, and then we come together like this, we also have that opportunity to, like you said, like bounce off ideas. Like, I like how you have the foam with the blankets.
Yep.
You know, I mocked your setup.
Yeah, honestly,
I mocked your setup.
No kidding.
I put blankets on my walls.
Yeah, these were great. These curtains, they're actually curtains.
Honestly, too, if you get like the rug squares, that helps as well too.
That's a smart one.
Really good,
yeah, that's actually what your dad has, and it was incredible. Well, not really.
He's
got
actually
rug.
has it all carpeted. Like
yeah,
that's
carpeted
straight rug.
Yeah, that's straight carpet.
But that's hard to do. Like if you just want to do it yourself, man, get those rug squares, man. Just stick on, boom.
Yeah, that's probably smarter. These are okay, but they didn't. I got like the purple ones too, but they. I mean, they work.
I got so that's acoustic. What that does is it
stops from coming in.
Stops it from bouncing.
Like, yeah, bouncing.
The ones that I got were
soundproof. Yeah, those are the good ones. Both ways. From coming in and going out.
It doesn't move anything. Once it hits it, it's gone.
Yeah.
It just dissipates. So
I will say too.
It's just tough because they're expensive.
Yeah, they are. I looked into those too. I wanted to get.
6.
I wanted to get like sound panels, and they're like $70 for a sound panel that's like 2 by 5 or 8 or whatever it is. And I'm like, damn, that'd be perfect.
$75 for a 2
But it's
by
like
8.
Honestly, if I wanted to get those for it to be effective, I'd probably need 4 of them. And that 78 times 4, it's like I can't, you know.
No.
So I do this, whatever.
Right.
But I will say, as far as sound goes, video is also very similar. It's all about the lighting. And pictures and stuff like that. I know plenty of photographers will tell you the same thing. The lighting will make the picture more so than the camera. So it's about how you set up the environment, back to kind of where we're talking about.
I can't wait to get into, because I just bought some editing for DaVinci Resolve. So I'm going to try to teach myself a whole bunch more of that. But my goal right now is to try to structure some of my tree work videos to teach me how to edit videos together, so that when I do get to that point with my music, I can just
it's very fun. Editing video is something I like so much, because you really feel like you're building something, and a huge valuable part about building something is leaving it behind, and what leaving it behind precisely is really, you know, valued at how long will it last. And when it comes to videos
and progression,
they just live forever, kind of, until you know, the world gets
Dies.
destroyed or some shit. But the point is that it can be accessed at any point in your life. You can look back on it. I mean, it's kind of like one of those things, you know. It's like a handprint on the wall that just stays on the cave.
The notch on the
Yeah.
door frame.
Yeah, and so you feel, in other words, like you create an extension of yourself, because that's really the fundamental basis of creation. You know what I mean? On all levels, on a biological level for yourself. You know what I mean? You have an extension of yourself, 2 of them living these lives.
That's what
almost 3 of them, because now that you have this bond with your loved one.
Exactly. My lady.
Brittany. Right?
Bethany.
Sorry. Oh my God.
I got it, babe.
I feel like I saw it on Instagram. I'm such a terrible. No.
Bethany.
Bethany.
Let's iron that in.
And quick. Sorry about that. Sorry, Beth, if you're listening.
Fun fact: I got her tattooed.
Oh, there you
chest.
go. That's a sick. I love your tats too, man.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty inked up. I got my daughter's name.
What's the
Next is
style?
Asher.
What's the style for those?
So I'm doing tribal on one side, and it's gonna mesh into my cartoon sleeve.
What kind of tribal is that though?
Multiple different ones.
Okay.
There's not like one style.
I gotcha.
I picked what tailored the idea I was in the mind. So like dolphins are really smart.
Yep.
The sun, the moon, and the truth.
Yep. I like that one a lot. Well, some of them remind me of the same style that like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has.
Yeah.
With the what is that? Samoan or something
like
Yeah,
that.
I think
probably.
it is Samoan, yeah.
This one actually Bethany drew up.
No kidding. I like that one a lot with the tree and everything.
Yeah,
that's so
and
you,
I actually
bro.
traded a tree job for this tattoo.
No kidding.
So I had a buddy who had a gnarly tree for a friend, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go handle this." And he get nothing against him. It's just not for everybody. So he gets about 35 feet off the ground, and his knees are buckling, and And I'm like, "Dog, just come out. I'll handle the tree, and we'll figure something out."
Mm-hmm.
But he was nice at tattooing at the time, and I was like, "Just give me a tattoo for the tree."
Yeah, he is good too.
So, and granted, there's some stuff like,
Well, it looks legit. That's the thing. That's the scariest thing about getting like one of those tats is like,
right. Well, he did this
how
whole
legit
side.
is it?
He did all of this.
Oh, no kidding.
He did all.
Dude,
this.
Is that Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's a reversible one.
Holy shit.
So it goes ups and down, and then he did all these.
You got way more since I've not seen you last. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you got the
just stay covered
the cartoons there like that. Not Goku.
Goku.
Gohan. Kid Goku. Okay.
Real Monsters, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Who did those ones? He did all of those?
No. This is other artist now.
Yeah.
So this is a guy from like Rhode Island, Connecticut area, Uxbridge.
Yeah.
So he's down there. And actually, this was a guy named Angel Praz. Shout out to Angel Praz. That's a really cool dude. He did all of this work shortly before he got in a little bit of trouble. Everybody gets in trouble. So
Everybody gets in trouble.
He got in a little bit of trouble.
And if anybody tells you they don't get in trouble, they're lying.
Bullshit.
Yeah, they're bullshitting.
They just got caught more than the next or whatever, But yeah, one thing about tattoos and music is it lasts.
Yeah.
You invest in it, it's the only thing that's going to last to me. Like, I'm going to be real with you guys. Like, it's literally like, the only reason why these tats won't last is if I lose my limb.
Yep.
My car will break down. My computer will fail.
Tattoos are a great
internal investment.
Eternal investment for sure, because they are kind of one of those things that become an extension of you. It's art that you display on your body, and
it's a way of
there's a lot of connection
without communicating.
Yeah,
you can engage a conversation. You can get a gauge on somebody just by what they describe, what they put on their skin.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. And relate to it and all that.
If you got, I mean, it's crazy, but if you got profanity on your body, then that's the type of person you're okay with. But if you have like cartoons and tribal, then
sayings and
whatever.
Quotes.
You
have your family on.
Yo, is that one right there? Is that codename Kids Next Door?
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. I just saw that. That's sick.
Number one, yeah.
Number one.
That's awesome.
That show was awesome.
And like our music, we leave that behind too. Or our videos.
Yeah.
Like every time I get on this podcast, when something happens to me,
people can go back and be like, Dean, that's Dean, man.
Yo, Dean, that dude. Like,
that's one thing I think about a lot. That's a good point.
If I get smoked tomorrow on my crane job, if the crane fails, it crushes me out of the sky and I'm paint on the ground. What's going to be left is what I put down.
Yeah. And in a way, people can go back as reference to, this is who he was.
This is who he was.
And it's this little moment captured in time forever,
And then if my kids ever have a question, because they didn't get their questions answered because I live such a dangerous work lifestyle.
Yeah.
I know this every day. My woman knows this every day. I may not come home from work every single day, or I might kill somebody.
Yeah.
And that is a real everyday.
I mean, you're putting yourself in a position where, like we were discussing earlier, a mistake would lead to death immediately. So but between being really high up in the air and having a very sharp mechanized piece of equipment just
spinning,
you know what I mean? So there's not only those two aspects, but then you have to have those aspects collide.
Yeah.
And do them at the same time. Now you're cutting something, you're up high, you have a machine that's on. You know, the stats keep getting worse.
Yes,
you know
the stats are stacked against you.
They're stacked against you. So there's really no room for error.
You know,
there really isn't, man.
But that's what I love about the industry.
Well, it's got to be exciting. It's got to be exciting.
Know,
but I'm still holding you to what I said to you first time, man. If you're still cutting trees down in the air, I'll be pissed. You gotta double down on your hobbies and what you love too, because you don't want to look back and be like, shit, I wish. You don't want to be in the know. Like last podcast, I put some Gary Vee up, and he's making a great point. You don't want to be in the no because business. You want to be in the yes business. Yes is a strategy type of thing. So I mean, looking, at your life.
Yeah.
And you're now weighing up why you did start. Don't want to be like, why didn't your music hobby take off as much as you'd like it to? I'm not even talking about fame or fortune, but just doing enough to the point where you feel fulfilled, right? You don't want to be somebody who goes, well, no, because, and then some bullshit. Because it's going to be inevitably some bullshit because it was something you loved, but instead you let it fall to the wayside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'd never want to be that person. And that's kind of how I felt. That's something I really gained at least perspective on over, thank you, for during the pandemic, because I was out of a job and all that. And so it was just really cool. So all right, you know what? I'm going to do something that I know I'm going to appreciate, and I'm going to just keep doing it for as long as I like, And I always say to people, no matter what it is that you do, if you love doing it and you're genuine and you do it long enough, you'll end up making something out of it. Because some people benefit from these things. Yeah. You know what I mean? Your music could make someone's day. I mean, let's be honest. How many songs do we know that make our day when they come on? It's happened to us probably on a weekly basis. Fuck yeah, this song.
Shout out to Alec
Daily
Crosby.
Basis.
Shout out to
Daily basis.
Alec Crosby. I call
Shout
him
out
my
Alec.
manager.
Alex or Alec?
Alec. Alec Crosby. I call him my manager. That dude has been...
I'm so terrible with names.
He is one of the most supportive people I have in my music. Like, to the point where every day he's like, when's the next song?
Yep.
Or he'll be like, he'll send me my song playing. And I'm like, man, you be lighting that fire. And I just...
Yeah. And you got the skill. You got the voice. You do too. You know what I mean? And it's just about...
Putting it in.
Collabing. Shout out to Brandon Horn. I hope he comes on the show too.
Yo, I know he should be.
We've been in touch. He's been doing so great.
Yo,
he's been doing so great, man.
Yo,
and he's a great example
Zayma
of that.
McCoy. I got a song with Zayma coming out real soon. It's a cover. It should be done by next week, so we'll be releasing that. I collabed with him. It's just a remix to a song, Tiptoe.
Okay.
It's actually made it radio play, so we just covered it with our own spin-off. He did his spin, I did my spin. I talk about tree work, he talks about his life kind of deal. But it's cool. It's structured well, and it's professionally recorded and mixed mastered. So
anything's
that'll be on,
anything.
SoundCloud and YouTube because it's a cover.
You know what I found is a really good strategy too, is when you're making something, never go about it with the assumption that it's going to be your best piece of work.
No.
And at first it's like, well, why, right? And I tell you why. It's because it's not gonna be.
You can always do better.
You have to You have to think about what you have to do after that. In a sense, not to in other words evoke anxiety about the issue, but to rather keep the ball rolling. Because what happens is if you put a lot of expectation into a piece, you put it out there, your expectation is never going to really be met. And in fact, you'll find that usually things happen when you least expect it. Yeah, under-deliver, over-promise, under-promise, under-deliver. Oh, what the fuck?
No.
Under-promise, over-deliver.
Yes, there we
Sorry.
go. I do
Live
that
by that.
I do that via tree work.
Yeah.
I tell people, listen, I'm probably gonna smash your shed. Like, I'm probably like chances, or I'll be like, I can't get all of that off.
They go, hey, could you get this tree down? Dean looks at him. Yeah, kids.
You might want to send them to Grams.
How many people living in this house?
Yeah, really.
You guys got a place you can go?
Undersell it, and then when I miss it completely, they're like, I told you to go to Grams.
Because I remember when we were making the LFVTV videos, every one of them, I thought, this is going to be the best fucking thing in the world, and it's going to go viral.
Yeah.
And I'd really let myself down with that kind of attitude. Because once we put it out,
high expectations.
I had way too high of an expectation for the end product.
You want to know what's cool? I undersold the shit out of nostalgia. Like, I told my brother, I was like, I'll be happy if I get 1,000 views. Like, that'll be like,
yeah, that thing's got how many views by now?
We're at like 2,500.
Holy shit.
And like, I told him, I was like, I'll just be happy if I get like 1,000 max. Like, I'll be so stoked if I hit 1,000. And I hit 1,000 in a week. And I was like, I don't want any more, because then it's going to set the bar too high.
That Rugrats beat is fucking great.
Yeah, it definitely is.
The whole song, by the way. Never mind the Rugrats beat, but the lyrics were awesome. I'll shout out nostalgia all day. You know, if you haven't seen them. Again, I'm so happy we had you on for a second time, too.
No, I appreciate it. And I'm glad I set the bar for the earliest podcast. Early bird gets the worm, right?
Yeah, man. Earliest podcast.
I had these guys in here at 8 a.m. this morning.
Yeah. He did. But you know what? I was happy.
He was
to be
up at 7 waiting for me to text him.
I was up here. Yeah, dude. Seriously, I was wagging my tail like a dog. I was really excited because I haven't had a chance this week at least to get anything in. Usually I have about 2 to 3 podcasts lined up, and everybody's kind of a week and
holidays, Corona.
You never know who want. People come in and they're like, oh my gosh. So you kind of have to deal with all those aspects. But yeah, I really can't encourage people enough to do what they love, even if it sucks. Because there's only one way to get good. I can't tell you how many people will be like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. It's like, what the fuck?
Failure is only when you stop.
Yeah.
Failure is only when you stop.
Shout out to Joel Turcotte. He was also on here not too long ago, like 2 episodes ago. And he put it this way. He said, when you're embarking on an endeavor, gauge your thoughts like this. So say, what's your worst, what is the worst fucking thing that could happen? Say for instance, I wanted to get into music. I've never made a song in my life, right? Say the worst thing that could possibly happen is that the song sucks and it goes nowhere. Well, guess what? That's where I am right now. I have no song. It's gone nowhere. Nothing. I am nothing in that instance, right? Yeah. I would still be nothing if the worst thing happened. But really, from an optimistic standpoint, I would have the experience of failing. I would have the experience of doing what it took to make that failure. And then I could improve on it. So in other words, at least if you have the mindset, you never actually fail. And not trying is worse than failing. It's kind of like credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not having any credit is worse than bad credit.
Right, because you at least tried.
At least you have something going on.
Like, I went to California and I failed on that job opportunity.
Yeah.
But I didn't fail. The company failed.
Exactly.
But
and you have the experience of...
I met some of the most amazing people in the world. I met Dan, this kid named Dan. Right now, dude, I taught him how to climb with and without spikes in 5 days. Him and his boss paid me $25 an hour because I was homeless in California to teach them. Now,
that must have been such an awesome experience.
Both of them are in their own lane. Like, one's working for Davey Tree. He's a foreman. He's a CDL operator, bucket truck operator, and he's done some crane work. And the other guy's, like, just killing his own avenue. He's taking care of, like, farms and stuff with the stuff that I taught them. And then on top of that, I met a guy named Cool Luke. Shout out to Cool Luke on Instagram. And he travels the world doing tree work.
Yeah.
He's been in Hawaii, climbed 150, 200-foot plus eucalyptus trees.
Oh, my God.
He's climbed with some of the best crane climb operators in the world, like Mark Chisholm, stuff like that. And I got to shake his hands, meet him personally. And this guy said to me, I don't know what it is about you, but take my number. I like you. You got something going for you. And this was 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and like now, like even then, I think.
Do you ever think about what it'd be like to?
If I never went.
Well, that and I'm thinking California, like cut down a sequoia tree. Those things are fucking huge.
I never want to cut one. I just want to climb it.
Yeah. No, I mean
redwood.
In other words, the surgical process of dismantling.
Let me give you another perspective.
I saw.
Could you imagine 1920s when they did it? How the foundation of America is tree
like,
work.
To a sequoia
Cross-cut
tree.
chainsaws and axes. Imagine telling them, "Hey, yeah, go take the top out of that. We need."
Yeah, it's only 10 feet wide or something.
Here's a leather strap and some rope.
Yeah.
Go axe the top out of that for the next month. Okay.
Yeah,
and then
seriously,
you better hope you don't. All right, in that month, you better hope you don't die.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no food out here either. It's
There's
underdeveloped.
no food. You're shitting out of the
Yeah.
sky.
Yeah.
There's one guy dying per week. You axing limbs. I couldn't even imagine.
Dude, that's like they did like when they were building the skyscrapers back then. Dude, they're just bounced on these beams like
That was some
200
crazy
feet
work up
and
there.
shit, like,
Eating
no
on
harnesses.
Yeah,
or anything,
eating on
like-
the I-beams.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, like that's the foundation of it. I read a post on the internet. Somebody said, "Oh, taking down a tree is so un-American." And
What the fuck?
I wanted to come unglued from my skin, but I was gonna turn into a keyboard warrior.
Mhm.
Bro,
Yeah, I know. There's
like,
a lot of those. Too many.
Like the trees, like you living in the structure and the development of America today was based on loggers, the guys that went into the woods and cut the tree down to build the railroad, to build the sides for the truck, to build the factory for the truck to be built in.
It's one of the sacred practices. I think there's a lot of Eastern text that reads, "Man's purpose is to chop wood, carry water."
That's it.
Boom.
That's it.
There's a lot of cool stuff.
And you can't get any more in my mind. Like sometimes when I get really like weird, prideful, like you can't. Have somebody try to tell me I'm un-American because of tree work, bro. You can't get any more American than
Yeah.
I feel like slaying, going all the way.
It's lack of
American
appreciation.
dream.
You know, they're failing to recognize what it took to have a house to live in. You know what I mean? They kind of just live in the house. They have no idea what
they
it's
don't
made
understand that you could just go to the store and get your chit.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah,
I know that is a profound thought in and of itself. You'll sit there in a store and be like, shit, I just come here and there's food.
It's everywhere. It's right there.
But that's not natural.
That's not how.
Like,
no.
Yeah, exactly. Like the real way to do this.
The real way to do it is I go slay the wood.
Yeah.
Put it on the ground.
Yeah.
Cut it up to X amount. Send it to him.
Right.
He takes it into the mill, processes it. Then he has to treat it, do all that, and in between me and him, somebody died, lost a finger, and bled.
Yep. Or risk their life to do it. Yeah, you know.
And then, for example, that shit happens, and then you get me, and I'm installing that fucking wood in someone's flooring.
Boom.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. Do you still do that?
Yeah, I still do it. Even though I'm selling it right now, I still do it on the side a little bit. So.
Hell yeah. You know what I mean? And then you come in and you help design that wood floor that needs to be treated for the podcast.
You have you make this table that's probably plastic, but the point is that's the fundamental basis of economy. It's the distribution and manufacturing of equipment.
And that's all we do with us as humans in our music and our videos.
Well, yeah, I know.
Supply and demand. People supply
your
your podcast and my music, and we gotta feed that demand.
Exactly. Well, entertainment's a funny thing because it's almost like in a weird spot between a service and a product because it's a product probably more so than it is a service, but people use it like a service, like to enjoy, passively. Because when it comes to listening, you can do so in the car and watching things. I mean, I that's why I decided to do a video version of the podcast because I've always liked watching them or having them on while I do stuff. Yeah, I feel like I'm less alone. It's kind of like when you leave the TV on for your dog or something. I know some people do that shit, but the point is, but my point is, it kind of adds to the atmosphere when you have like a conversation taking place, and that's kind of what I wanted to. What I like the most about the platform is the organic aspect of it, where people will ask me, "Oh, what's it about?" and stuff like that, and it's
raw.
It's just raw. It's just a conversation. But yeah, it's crazy how much more goes into something, especially as simple as cutting down a tree. But that's not simple. But in your head, it's just cutting down a tree. But it's like, well, where's the tree gonna land? You know what I mean?
Applied dynamics.
Applied dynamics constantly. I wanted to ask though, how long were you out in Cali?
I was only there for like 2.5, 3 weeks, like a year and a half ago.
No kidding.
But I was homeless after the first week.
Jeez.
And I went out there on a borrowed $1.
Right.
Credit card, like all that. Shout out to my lady's mom. She bought my plane ticket back.
Oof.
But yeah, it was definitely a pride opener.
Well, you probably learned a lot again because I mean, you're still doing it
I
now.
learned so much. Have you ever, this is a weird thing, but not everybody on the East Coast can relate to this. Have you ever cut into a charred tree?
Yeah, what's a charge? Oh, like a burnt tree.
Burnt tree.
Yeah, yeah.
A burnt tree is like, it's weird. It's like
butter?
It's like cutting, it's like cutting soap.
Oh, really?
Imagine a giant bar of soap.
Oh, because it gets gunked into the...
No, it falls it's hard. It like falls apart, but it has a rigidity to it that it's with no structure. So it dulls your chainsaw and it falls apart as you're cutting it.
Jeez.
And it can pretty much fail in other direction. I've never experienced that until I went to California.
Wow.
And what it was the guys that I was around. I'm not gonna drop any names here, but this dude would climb 60, 70 feet into a charred tree with just a buck strap.
Oh, that's just the one that goes around the
just
tree?
Just the buck strap.
Yeah.
And I was like, so explain to me this. What happens when something goes wrong up there? How are you gonna get to the ground?
Crack.
How are you gonna get to the ground?
Gravity.
He never went up with a lifeline. Yeah, he never went up with a lifeline. And I was like, yo, your wife would not let you out the house had she known you was doing this.
Yeah, that's some of that. It's like meme worthy. This is why women live longer than men.
Yeah. So I taught him. I was like, so if you cut yourself up there, if you have your lifeline ready, you can put your buck strap around the limb you just cut.
Yeah.
Stop the blood flow and have the potential to repel out.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was I put that into perspective, and they were like, we need to learn more.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks, they're like,
you must be like...
I'd love to teach.
Yeah, I was going to say, teaching probably be a really great thing for you to do.
That's my goal.
And what about like regular climbing, like rock climbing? Are you into that? I feel like that'd be so your thing.
Yes and no. I like bouldering more than rock climbing. I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, I know.
If he sneezes, if he sneezes on my belay, bro, my spine is broken. I can stop, sneeze, and keep going. So it's like that, and I take that from tree work. I've always belayed myself. I've never had anybody belay me. So you really have to trust somebody, and I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, I know. It's yeah. Hey, that's your own. Honestly, because I've done it. I've done top rope at the gym there. You know, you're going up 60 feet. And...
I don't even trust myself.
Even lead climbing. Well, lead climbing I think still has a belay. I don't think nobody. Usually, I feel like I always have one person around me who knows how to climb. All my like Jeremy, Jameson, not today, Ploof.
No, and rocks move. They don't move.
No,
I'm used to the dynamic of the tree moving. So sometimes I use the preload of the moving of the tree or the branch to help me advance. Whereas the rock is just stationary, and you're like sheer force.
Yeah.
Where I'm like rope.
Yeah, you can just kind of
get
go
a little lazy
down.
Real quick, yank on the rope, and it's just gonna send me. And there's that branch.
That's the one thing I love about your videos is it really demonstrates the complexity of what you do, because it can say, oh, I go up there with a rope and I cut it down with a chainsaw. But when you're really looking at all these components, it's like there's ropes everywhere. I know nothing about what you do, right? So to me, it's like there's fucking ropes everywhere in these videos. You got a rope attached, obviously the chainsaw's tied to you. There's a rope probably going you up. You have all the names for these things.
I have my lifeline, my buck strap, and then, like you said, my chainsaw lanyard. Those are 3 different pieces that could get cut. Then I have my rigging line, like sometimes the rigging sling and pulley that I would pull up into the tree. All those are up. Sometimes I've had upwards of 5 or 6 ropes in a tree.
Yeah. And so when you're seeing them navigate through these things, it's actually pretty exciting.
You know what's cool?
It's like, oh yeah,
the yo-yo helped me with that.
Oh yeah. Shout out to your yo-yo skills. I did not know that. Dean Martin knows how to work his way around a yo-yo.
Yeah, I used to play with a yo-yo, but the yo-yo helped me with that.
Yeah.
As weird as it may sound,
I believe it.
I would trace my moves.
Yeah.
I would trace my moves before I even get off the ground. And it's the same with the yo-yo. I would trace my moves, and I would remember how it would go with the yo-yo not spinning.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I got the yo-yo spinning, I'd throw my hands in the motions.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the
tree work. Sense of coordination with the ropes and where they should be so they don't trip over each other.
Yeah, I would look up and I'd be like, all right, well, this crotch is 45 degrees from the corner of the house. So if I take that lead and aim it 45 degrees that way, it will follow that 45 degrees and come this way. So this rope here, now I take another piece of rope and I throw it on the base of that so it doesn't jump off and cleave the chimney. And then if I keep my ropes over there, then it won't get crossed and cut with the heat from that rope passing over mine. And then if I keep my body over here, the piece won't strike me. And
Yeah.
if I release it at this time and step out of the way, then I'll for sure know that peace won't strike me.
Yeah.
Sick. You know.
Well, I tell you, man, double down on your ability to teach that, because that's one thing that I have been really emphasizing with my work, with the people that I work with, my business partners. I say that the last thing you want to do is get stuck working for the company and not working on the company, right? Helping other people learn how to do the job and all the other aspects that go into facilitating some type of business structure system that can allow other people to continue your work. And there's a lot of people get stuck in that because they take so much pride in their own work. And there's nothing really wrong with that, but you are looking at a different expense, and it's time.
Yeah.
And obviously
some people might take it from you. I've taught some guys. I've taught some guys everything they know, and I don't talk to them today.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But that's the nature of the gamble. You know what I mean?
Safe.
Yeah.
I'm not reading about them. When I met them, I would have read about them cleaving themselves.
Right. Something like that.
Now I'll never read about them.
Yeah.
And I provided that security to myself. I ran across this guy who was climbing trees, scary. I stopped him, showed him the right way. Maybe we don't agree with each other anymore, but he's still out there doing the right way, regardless of our personality issues.
Yep.
That I'll take that tenfold. If I don't have to read about somebody hurting themselves,
well, that's
the best article. That's the best article.
Last thing you want to read about is somebody dying doing what you do, and you're like, shit. And I know that guy on top of it. It's
and
like,
I could have stopped it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or that too. Yeah. That's even.
I could have stopped it. I could have taught him one knot or.
Now, did somebody teach you, or is
Pathfinder.
This just Pathfinder? Oh yeah, that's right.
I went to
vocational.
vocational.
Shout out to Pathfinder.
And I actually switched to horticulture a week before they accepted. I was going to take machine.
Yeah, what were you? You were in machine prior, weren't you?
I was going to take machine, and then I don't know. I switched out and went into tree work. And, I'm glad because I will never be able to do tree work like I had now. Like if I was 20 years old, it would be almost behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And if a tree lands on my house, I'd have to call somebody to pick it up, clean it up. Natural disaster is always going to be somebody else's problem for somebody but me.
Yeah, that's a good point. Especially with the storms that pass through.
That's what I'm
saying. You're like on top of that. Not a problem.
I'll get everybody out of town. I'll get everybody in town.
Well, that's the beauty about knowing a trade or knowing anything. Obviously, that's of use to anybody. And I stress this all the time when people, when the conversation of, the basic aspects of economy come up, is that there's often this misconception that money is where the value is. Money is valueless. In fact, it's the things you can buy with money that determine how valuable it is. Because if you're like stuck on an island,
what good is money?
Well, it's good. You could have 10 trillion, billion, gazillion. What's the number we want to make up?
At that point, you just, it's to wipe your ass.
If that, honestly, that'd be shitty ass wiping paper.
Right. But if you can't braid some banana leaves together to make a rope and get to the top of that cocoa.
Exactly. The point is, it's agreed upon trade value. So there's this sad moment, of course, when you're buying groceries at the store and you have to pay for the groceries. And you go, oh, I've lost $130, but really the wealth's in the cart.
Mm-hmm.
The money is worthless.
Oh, right.
You've bought the equity, the capital is actually, you've walked out wealthier, not less wealthy. And that's the point, right?
I love that.
And the reason why I shed light on that is because when you're providing somebody with a service, again, because you have to tell people what it might cost. And there's that sad, awkward moment where I'm like, listen, it's going to cost this much. And
they don't like it.
You never know what they don't like it.
I like to tell them, no, it's your house or it's,
what's the trade-off? Again, you have to value the commodity that followed the currency, right? Again, that's what defines the currency, like I said before. But it's just funny how people don't
call
recognize
me for a tree in the woods.
Yeah.
They don't call me for a tree in the woods.
Exactly.
But they call me for the tree over the house.
Exactly. Trees in the woods, that's fine.
So what's the value on the tree? They're like $100. No, the value on the tree is your house.
Exactly. And
that's the commodity you're talking about.
Right. And and it's the ability to provide a service
Mm-hmm.
that is so intriguing to me, because really what that is the true form of currency. Because before actual currency, it was like, hey, you cut down my tree, I'll give you 3 pigs. You know what I mean? Like, this was like this bartering system that was kind of just.
I could grow some mean pigs.
Yeah, I got great pigs, and I'll give you a few chickens too. Thanks, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
My house is safe.
Yeah, exactly. My house is safe. Thank you. Now we just agree. Okay, this amount of dollars, we call them dollars, will get you
this amount.
Yeah, exactly. So you could either cut down a tree with it or buy 2 pigs with it. You know what I mean? That's the trade-off. You know what I mean? So now you can kind of circulate, and I say this and I emphasize this is because it's often put on, they say money is the root of all evil. But I think it more accurately is described as greed. Because money is really just a lubricant for transaction. It's just, okay, boom.
Smoother transactions.
Exactly. You can't, it just facilitates economy in a really good way. And there's a lot to appreciate about that in a sense, because what it comes down to is taking pride in what you do and being good at it and being honest and authentic with it. And there's always 2 people winning. That's another thing what people turn a blind eye to, is that in a transaction, both people win. You know, you traded your
skills.
Life and your skills for money. And again, money's value is dependent on where you are.
Yeah.
Because if you were sent to like Colombia with $1,000, $10,000, $1 million, it's like,
I'd be living like a G.
Well, maybe in Colombia, but
no, I just know like $1 American dollar is 20 Mexican pesos.
Pesos, that's right. Is Colombia a peso?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know.
But no,
I worked with some.
It's like 60 rupees. Go to India. People go to India and really get LASIK and shit.
For nothing.
I swear to God, one of my good friends. I wish I remembered his name because he was such a cool guy in college. And his family, he was Indian. His family owns a package store in Amherst, and he went there and with like $3,000. Now 3,000 times 60, he went and got LASIK eye surgery, and some of the best. There's really great doctors out there. I mean, think about it. A lot of people from that country come here to become doctors
because they know that's where the money is.
They know it's where it's at, and they're very smart people. And you can go over there and pay whatever it costs in rupees for the same thing. You know
I know. I met a friend who had a friend who would go to Thailand every year and just blow like 1,000. He's like, it's hard to spend $1,000.
Oh, I could imagine.
Like he even like. You'd go out there, you could survive for months in Thailand on $1,000.
I said it before. You can do the same thing in Canada. Not that much difference, but Canada's like 33% lower. So your dollar's $1.30 up there.
Yeah.
So like, you could eat like
Mexico. I met some guys that I did tree work with. They were building their kids' houses for $20,000 US.
Holy shit.
Like 4-bedroom houses in Mexico.
Oh wow!
So like they're like, yeah, $1 here is 22 back there. He's like, I'm on my 4th wife.
Yeah, when I worked in Springfield,
swear to God, he's like, I'm on my 4th wife. Every time I come back, I'm a new king.
God, like for real though. And I believe that completely. I met somebody actually. Younger fella. When I worked in Springfield, he says, yeah, we come here. I come here, work. Save up. He says he saves up $10,000 and moves back home and buys a house and lives a different life. You know what I mean? Because the money goes so much further. I'm like, dude, that's freaking genius.
Right now, man, if I can figure out a structure so I can have a plane, y'all won't see me living in here anymore.
Yeah.
If I get my pilot's
you go over
license,
to Buenos Aires and just live it up. Have you ever been out that way?
I just need to be able to get back to my family.
Have you ever been out to like Puerto Rico or Mexico?
Oh, yeah.
For real? Talk about that.
Bunch of time. Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been in there. I used to go every summer as a kid. Shout out to my grandparents.
Oh my God, you haven't talked about that at all. Let's wrap that up with a quick Puerto Rico story because we're over 2 hours.
Oh,
we're almost at 3 hours, I think.
Well, 2 hours of
because we stopped and took a break.
Sure.
But yeah, I went to Puerto Rico as a kid growing up a lot. Because my grandparents, actually my grandfather, it's not. They actually have the same
Are you Puerto
currency.
Rican?
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican and Jamaican.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're half.
But their currency is the same as us. Let me just put that out there. They run the U.S. dollar, their U.S. territory. They get no right to vote.
I think Jamaica's the same, right?
No. They have
Oh,
their
Puerto
own
Rico.
currency.
Yeah, you know, it is U.S. territory.
They
That's
have
right.
no right to vote. We monopolize them as a port for our goods.
That's
we tax the
weird.
shit out of them. We give them no support. No storm relief, no support. They get nothing from support from the USA, but we demand the most from them. Let me just put that out there. So,
how did that all come about?
Because we wanted to create a port that we could control so nobody could come into the United States with foreign goods. So we made that Puerto Rico as the United States. And then what they did is they made some crazy treaty pact where Puerto Rico somehow had no rights. And long story short, it's never been lifted. So like Hurricane Maria and all those storms, like they got no hurricane relief from us. I couldn't go to half of the stuff that I saw as kids was demolished and couldn't get cleaned up because they had no support. But Puerto Rico's so beautiful, dude.
I've heard good things.
Clear water, white beaches.
Heard the food's bomb too.
Food's bomb. No, I'm gonna say like anywhere you go, you go out of the tourist area, expect some backlash.
Right.
I don't care who you are. Go to any country. You go out of our tourist area, expect some backlash.
Yeah, I'm going to Mexico in January.
I'm just saying, you know.
I'm stoked. I've never been to Mexico.
You know, but I have family in the gutter of Puerto Rico. I'm talking dogs wilding.
Like, there's a lot of stray dogs and shit.
Stray dogs, animals, like lizards the size of this table that climb trees.
Iguanas and shit.
Yeah, dude. It's like
kimono dragons.
My uncle, shout out to my tío Ruben. Dude, he had like 10 or 15 horses all my life growing up. He named horses after all of his nieces and nephews. He taught me how to ride horses bareback. Actually, this is a good quick clip story. I went out there for an entire summer. I got busted smoking a cigarette, and my grandfather is very pastor oriented. He was a pastor for like 30 years. So you go out there, you went to church every night.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Oh, you want to smoke cigarettes? We're going to kick that habit real fast." And they sent me to Puerto Rico at like 14 for the entire summer by myself. No language. And I knew Spanish, but very little.
Smoking was more of an American thing. I noticed the same thing in Portugal when I lived there. Like people, joking about it. They'd be pissed. I remember doing it with like a lollipop, and they're just like, no.
Yeah.
No.
So I get down there, and every day I maintain the horses' stalls, everything. And then after church, my uncle would let me go ride bareback.
No way.
So I rode bareback the entire summer. I learned how to like clean horse hooves and mane and brush them out. I cleaned stalls the entire summer, everything. I was up at 5 a.m. every day, like 13 or something like that. And I remember getting knocked out by one of the horses because a horse will know if you're afraid of them, just like anything. They'll know if you're intimidated. And there's this one horse.
Dude, I hate that because I feel like they do know that.
I've
been behind a horse, and I'm like
so now,
scared to get kicked by one.
Honestly, now I'm not afraid of any animal. I respect every animal, but I do not show fear to an animal because the animal will read it.
Yeah, and it freaks them out.
So I was afraid of this horse, and I was getting ready to swap horse from field to field.
Yeah, right.
And I was pulling him out, and he comes running like I clip him, and as soon as I clip him, I gave him a little distance to walk him out, and he just headbutts me in the back of my head, and knocked me out clean.
Oh,
shit.
Jesus.
I'm sleeping inside the stall, and the horse is rolling around, flipping, causing a stir with the geese, the pigs. My uncle comes running in. "Motherfucker, man, you can't be afraid of the horses, man. You gotta show the horses those balls."
Yeah.
And he's like grabbing the horse by the face, and he's like, "Come here, motherfucker, man. You gotta." And he's all like thick like gangster accent because of the Puerto Rican and the English and stuff. So when he talks, he's always like,
it's all over the place.
He's always like Tony Montana.
Yeah, half
like,
Spanish, half English.
Yeah, so he after that though, he showed me, it was like you can't show any animal fear or they'll take it.
Yeah.
And then actually
well, it's kind of like a sense, right? Like as humans, we can pick up on bullshit when someone's lying. And I feel like in the same way, animals can pick up on that fear factor when somebody's actually afraid.
Yeah.
Because their lives depend on that. You know?
I was.
Yeah.
So the horse knew it and took advantage of it. And he told me that. He's like, the horse knew you were a little bitch, so he headbutt you. I've been headbutted, but I headbutt them back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, dude.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like, all right. But that's exactly who my uncle was.
Yeah. You could tell he'd been living with horses for a while.
That's, you know what I mean?
He starts headbutting them.
The day before I left Puerto Rico, He taught me how to put a saddle on a harness.
Oh shit!
I was like, you son of a bitch! You couldn't have taught me like 3 or 4 like spine ball sack pinches ago.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know how many times I done pinched my balls in the pregnant horse mare that you taught me because her spine's like this. She's
hard
been
as a
pregnant
rock.
4 times, and I'm like,
oh, God.
You know, and I'm loving it. And these like, there's like 12-year-olds, 8-year-olds. They're like, we would race with the locals.
What do you hold on
bareback.
to? Just their hair?
The hair.
Yeah.
I remember, my uncle would not let me ride a horse with anything.
Shit.
He said
That's
you
badass,
would
though.
mount the horse with
That's
the
badass.
mane. You would ride the horse with the mane. You never keep your heels tight on a horse.
Yeah, seriously.
You move with it, and the hips roll, everything. You know what I mean? You just stay with it, bro. I'm talking. They were like 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, and they'd be like, "Mira, Ruben, venga, let's go."
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "All right, Dean, let's go." We'd go grab the 2 fastest horses, and we'd race the locals on the street. 60 miles an hour. These horses would jump, like, mind you, they had giant speed bumps in Puerto Rico. The horses would over-exaggerate, clear the speed bumps because they're used to it.
Yeah.
So the first time I cleared a speed bump with a horse, its spine separated, and when it landed, it pinched my ball sack.
Oh!
I literally fell off of the fucking horse.
Dude!
I was like...
Does it really
horses,
do that? So their vertebrae is probably so huge, it probably
when
like...
they're going, it's like... You know what I mean? And my uncle is laughing so hard. He's grabbing the horse while he's got the mane of one horse. He's chasing that horse down. He's laughing and doing all that. And I'm like, what the hell? By the end of the summer, I'm side by side with all of the locals. We're fucking bareback, 60, 70 miles an hour on these fucking horses. Crazy. And then literally, we got done riding. We hosed the horses down. He goes, all right. You leaving tomorrow, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I'm going to show you how to put a saddle on a harness.
Like, how about start with that, brother?
Yo,
Shit,
really?
Dude.
And he goes, but
You
how?
have to ride with that?
He was like, how are you going to learn how to ride the horse?
Honestly, yeah, it must have been a freaking entirely different experience riding with the saddle, and it was probably just that much better.
Any horse I've come across, anything, I've always wanted to ride them without a harness. And people look at me crazy, and I'm like, dog, I don't need your harness.
Ugh.
I don't.
Yeah.
But I need your horse to be in tune with the training that I had.
Yeah.
So horses are trained specific from trainer to trainer.
True.
I had a Puerto Rican trainer who did roll-ass Puerto Rican riding.
Yep.
He didn't bother with a saddle. He grabbed that horse, and the horse was like, And I'd be like, what? And he's like, grab the horse by the top of the neck and the hair and get up there.
Yeah.
All right, so
shit, man, raw
you
style.
know, you don't see that here. You will never see anybody bareback on their horse.
No.
The one time I saw somebody bareback, this one random Spanish dude rented a farm up the street from my house and was riding up and down the street bareback on his horse for like a month straight, bro. Every time I saw him, I ran out my fucking door and I was like, "Wepa!" I would cheer him on, and he loved it. Bro, I love it.
That sounds like a lot of fun. How old were you?
13, 14.
No shit, man.
Then the last time
that must have been one hell of an experience.
Oh, I'll never forget.
How long were you out there at a time? Like each time?
Every summer.
Oh, just for like a whole summer?
Whole summer.
No shit.
Never went out there for less than a summer, really.
That's great exposure, dude.
June to August.
And you probably picked up the language pretty well.
Oh, yeah. I picked it up better than my brother because he didn't get to go till late. And he didn't get to spend as much time.
It's so important when you're at that age. Because I remember, living in Portugal, as I've said before, the time I was there, since I was living there for almost 2 years, and I was 10 when I went. I mean, I adopted the language fully over English. I was thinking in
Portugal.
In Portuguese, you know what I mean?
That's
so
cool.
it was like, a kind of a wild thought, because now obviously I speak English just fine. But supposedly, if you learn that language and you knew it better, then say you know one language better than another. Yeah. After the age of 13, you then are bound to an accent. So it's like you get close to almost having one for a lifetime, no matter what language. Like right now, obviously I speak English, so if I were to go and polish my Portuguese, I'd still have an accent for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Most likely. Some people say,
I
"Oh,
get
you
told by
pronounce them pretty
Spanish
good."
people I have really good accent.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing, and maybe it's because I was better at speaking it when I was younger. But I'm sure
that's what it is.
It'd be a lot to work through, and I've always wanted to go back. Are you ever plan on going out there again?
I didn't personally. My father helped facilitate this, but I took my daughter and my lady to Puerto Rico last year.
No shit.
Before Corona and all that, and we met my grandfather and my grandmother's pictures.
That's awesome. They're all out there.
Yeah,
Cool.
and it was like my lady had never been to Puerto Rico, so that was amazing. My little girl did not get off the fucking sand, bro. She loved the beach and water, and if I could, I'd go back every summer.
Yeah.
Every summer, even if it's just I would go back every year for a week. I love it
just
there.
to visit and say hi.
I love it there, man. I'd spend a whole summer if I could.
Dude, that's awesome. Here, let's wrap this up, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
this is awesome, dude.
This was a great session.
Dude,
this was awesome. This is such a cool collab. We're back together, the gang.
Yeah,
it makes me smile just seeing you guys. You know,
I'm looking forward to the next move forward. So.
We're just gonna keep killing it.
Like 6 months for the third revisit.
Yeah, I know, right? Trust me.
Hopefully, have an album.
We'll keep everybody around, man. You know, and we'll just keep freaking having jokes and having laughs and
that's it.
Producing music.
We have to
and
get
shit.
Delbeck on here soon.
We're gonna have to get Delbeck on here because he's another up and coming local artist as well. And if you haven't checked him out, I mean, his stuff will be below, guys. So check out just check
Delbeck
the description.
9.
Delbeck 9.
I think he's got an EP coming out soon. Actually,
do you? He's working on something, he says. He's got a smile on his face, too, so you know he's working on something. So, guys, keep an eye out for that shit, all right? Thank you all so much for listening. I hope, by the way, too, it is December now, that you guys did some, or for whoever was participating in the No Phone November. That was hard.
I thought you were going to say No Nut November for a second.
Yeah. That's impossible. No, but... yeah, guys, thank you all so much for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, we can get to 100. We're on a fast track to 100 subs.
I see that.
And I'm really excited about that. I really appreciate everybody who's been listening. You know, it means a lot. It really does. And we're keeping the wheels turning here. All right, guys?
Hey, thank you.
Peace out.
Deuces.
The one that flew over the cuckoo's nest, that's your psyche. Just do it. Holla at me, Nike. Can you keep up or follow? That's unlikely. When I speak, I paint a picture. It's a movie, call me Spike Lee. When the rain hits my window, I take me a puff of some Indo and hit the wipies. Ash on the dash as I dash away. Bloody palm for a face. Nicknames Hank Tom as I cast away. Nah, Jerry, there won't be no cash today. No, jury, I am not your catch today. As I run away free like a slave past 100 graves of dreams and wishes.